I guarantee if you were in that situation and you were in front of her like that and you gave her lawful commands and you had the gun out and she started going at you, you'd fucking shoot. And
I wouldn't use a
Women
deadly
almost
force. I would
always
use other
force
ways.
more than men do.
Or at least
when
you'd
they're
shoot the
cops.
car. You wouldn't shoot her. You'd shoot the tire to stop her.
Okay,
I don't even know why
so
I debated you,
law
because if you don't
enforcement-
view
because
me
you-
as a human
okay,
being,
as
then you know what? I hope you get no pussy for the rest of your life, and I bet your dick is a carrot.
Yeah.
The only people who really look up to you are antisocial losers. If I was you, I think I'd just kill myself. So I don't really know. I don't respect you. I'm going to leave. Bye.
Translation, I lost. Okay. A majority of women are single. What does that mean?
According to what study? You still haven't given me any
Okay,
numbers.
this fucking guy, man. Do I need a study to say that 1 + 1 is 2? Do I need a study to say the sky is fucking blue? Do I need a study to say you're being a retard right now?
Stop strawmanning
I
me
don't.
right now.
Like,
Myron, shut the fuck up. Stop strawmanning me right now and respond to the fucking question, you bitch.
Seriously. You don't have any education.
I did
on
misgender
that.
you, my bad. You should be in a garage, not a kitchen. What's going on here? Yeah.
Okay.
You go over there. Don't. You gotta back up. You gotta back up. Today's topic is going to be ICE did nothing wrong. I'm going to try to stay on that topic as much as we can. I understand that we have some kosher friends here that might want to ask me some questions about, I don't know what it would be, but whatever it may be. Just for those of you that are not familiar, I'll just kind of go through this real quick. Number 1, women are stupid. Number 2, blacks cause too much damn crime. Number 3, Jews run America. 4, Indians stink. What else? 5, Asians are good at math, as proven just here a second ago with one of the with the president here. And it wasn't 6 million. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead and go into the first person. Thank you for being patient, man. What's your name?
I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. First of all, thank you for coming to our campus. My name is Dan Bitterman. I'm a senior in LSA. I'm also the campus fellow for Get This and Jew Hatred.
Okay.
And also the president of Students Supporting Israel on
Sure.
campus. So my question for you is this. Many of us, regardless of political association, closely followed Turning Point's MFest conference, to which you unfortunately were not important enough to be invited as a speaker, but rather as an attendee. There you wore a shirt, which is now on your hat, likely as a desperate attempt to stay relevant, wearing a Let Him Cook shirt and hat, referencing and insinuating the support for the gassing of 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, a number which you regularly and not too long ago just denied. My question to you is this. What is your response to the over 6,000 Jewish students on this campus across the political spectrum that feel incredibly unsafe that someone like yourself is on our college campus?
So say that last, what's the actual question?
What is your response to the over 6,000 Jewish students at this campus across the political spectrum that feel incredibly unsafe that you're here?
Stop being a bitch. I'm not going to hurt nobody. I don't know what the hell. This is the United States of America, man. Freedom of speech is a thing here. It's not Tel Aviv. If you guys don't like it, go back to fucking Tel Aviv, man. That's the reality. We got the First Amendment. That's what makes this country so great. And then we got the Second Amendment to protect that. I obviously never condone violence. I never condone any type of hatred towards someone simply because of their religion, their skin color, whatever.
What did you just do?
What was that?
What did you just do?
Well, here's the thing. I talk about general realities, but in no way am I saying, oh, I hate Jewish people or anything like that. My thing is, because this is the Jewish tactic right here. Literally, it's if you're critical of certain narratives or if you're critical of Judaism or Zionism or the state of Israel or how they just got done doing a genocide, it's automatically you're anti-Semitic or you make me feel unsafe. It's all a Jewish ploy to try to victimize themselves, when in reality, you guys have been the ones victimizing a bunch of innocent Palestinians, and someone like me calling it out gets labeled as, oh, well, you promote hatred, blah, blah, blah. Well, look, if I exercise my voice to talk about how you guys are killing innocent children, and that makes you feel unsafe, well, I don't know what to say, because it's the reality is that Israel's that's doing a lot of the aggression here.
Well, I didn't mention the word Israel once. You walking up here twice saluted Hitler. Hitler murdered 6 million Jews, which obviously you think is sub 271,000. So how do you say that you don't support and encourage violence when you just saluted Hitler on campus?
Here's the thing. The United States, the UK, everybody committed atrocities. History's written by the victors. And the reality here is we won, so we read it in a certain way. But
sorry, is we America or the Nazis?
World War II,
country you align with.
World War II was a horrible time, and a lot of people, millions upon millions of people died. So I just find it interesting how we only focus on this one part of World War II, and we don't focus on all the other parts of the World War II or other genocides that happened. We only focus on this, number of 6 million of Jewish people that were allegedly killed during the Holocaust. Now, let me be clear about this. I don't deny the Holocaust. I don't think that, I'm not saying it didn't happen. But what I am saying is I think the facts around it and the way that it's told in mainstream media, I don't think all the facts are accurate. And when you actually do the numbers and you figure out in the background, okay, well, there's an entire media industry behind it. There's a museum industry behind it. It's a narrative that allows them to seek victimhood anytime they're criticized. I think for political reasons, that number is used, but I don't think it's 6 million. Now, did people die? For sure. But for some odd reason, we only prioritize that. We don't talk about all the other people that died. And it's used from a perspective of advantage and tactically by the Jewish community and Zionism, etc.
What about the detailed records that the Nazis kept during the Holocaust? I don't know if you're literate, but if you were, did you read those?
Yeah. Records that basically their enemies went ahead and said, oh, yeah, but look at all these records we found. Look at this smoke chamber that's here that wasn't there before. Dude, there's so many problems with it. And to exterminate that many people in that period of time, simply put, there weren't enough ovens. So let's go on to the topic here with ICE. I understand if we have more time, we can revisit that. But the reality is to pull off what they claim happened in that short period of time with that less sophisticated technology, it's impossible. No way. And anyone that has half a brain and can do some math knows that it's almost impossible to do it. And to gas them, that's ridiculous. What's up, man?
I'm Alejandro. I'm a student of applied mathematics here. And my question was, how can you justify sending the paramilitary squads into elementary schools, hospitals, cancer wards, farms, to round up millions of innocent people and deport them to the third world? And I'm not talking about the jihadists or the cartel members, but the millions of innocent people who just want a better life for them and their families.
Okay, I'm assuming when you say paramilitary, you're referring to ICE?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I love how you just framed the question from a progressive standpoint, calling them paramilitary, et cetera, when they're sworn law enforcement, but I get it. So here's the thing. People break the law when they come to the United States illegally, okay? And we haven't enforced immigration for decades. Most presidents are pussies. They don't want to enforce it because it's considered political suicide. It's a very disliked, you got it? Okay. It's a very disliked topic politically. So Donald Trump is the first president to actually say, you know what, we're going to put our foot down and actually enforce immigration for once. And what we are seeing is the culmination of decades of kicking the can down the road and not dealing with the problem of mass immigration in the United States. And that is why there's so much backlash. But the reality is they're doing their jobs. These people are here illegally. Some of them have been here for 20, 30 years where they could have definitely did something where they can adjust their status, but they didn't do it. So if you've been here for 20 years and you didn't adjust your status, well, quite frankly, you're a fucking retard. And you probably should get sent back to Mexico where the fuck you came from. That's the reality. So people break the laws and there's consequences.
Well, so did Harriet Tubman, so did Frederick Douglass. They all broke the law. Aren't they illegal immigrants too? How about them? They ran away. They crossed the border illegally. Shouldn't we have benevolence and humanity towards these people? How do you enforce these laws? I mean, that are just horrific. They're going to be sent back to Afghanistan or Somalia where they're going to be killed. Like, so.
Well, we do have remedies in place like asylum and everything else like that, where, people are able to put them, apply for asylum, temporary protected status, etc. We do have avenues that people can stay here if they do have credible fear. But the problem is that our immigration system has been exploited extensively. People committing marriage fraud, asylum fraud, all types of things. And the issue with immigration is no one really knows about this. And since it's such a complex topic and it's so politically sensitive, no one really wants to discuss it and or enforce it. But this is a problem that's been going on for a very long time. And what you're seeing right now is the process of ripping the Band-Aid off.
But what is the purpose of enforcing a law that is clearly unjust? Like, would you have enforced the fugitive slave laws? Like, how does this work?
Well, obviously, America is a relatively newer country compared to other nations, and we've been able to progress quite a bit. But I think comparing people that came here illegally, that are here illegally, to slavery, I don't think it's analogous. So
why?
I see your perspective where you're trying to say, well, things were legal before that were bad. Well, look. People came here illegally. We have a country to protect. We have Americans that we have to care for. Like, people coming here illegally and breaking our laws, that's not what we want. And at the end of the day, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. So they broke the law, man.
So what if they broke the law? Doesn't the law exist to protect freedom, to protect life? Isn't this what John Locke said, Thomas Jefferson? If they aren't doing anything wrong in the sense that they're not hurting anyone, why can't they stay? You're going to send them back to get their fingers chopped off by the cartels?
Well,
what are you, a slave?
Well, only on Saturday, slave owning. But so here's the thing. this law that you're complaining about is precisely why you live in the safe environment where you can say ridiculous things like this, because we've secured the country so much and we've secured society so much where people are able to come in here and give their takes and everything else like that. So I would argue that this law that you're criticizing has created a very comfortable environment for you to bitch as you're doing right now.
Wait. That's completely unfair. How can you say, like, the farmers that are getting deported, the children in the cancer wards that are getting deported, they're a threat to me? These are, like, if you find a jihadist, send him to Guantanamo. But, like, how could you say these people who aren't hurting anyone, you're going to send them back? So how's that any different than the slave catchers who sent them back to slavery?
Well, here's the thing. Here's another thing. So typically they prioritize criminal aliens, right? And another issue is that a lot of these blue states that have sanctuary cities, these people have been arrested before, they've been encountered by law enforcement before, and a lot of these agencies don't do immigration enforcement whatsoever. They don't ask, they have a don't ask, don't tell. So what ICE is doing is they're basically prioritizing going after criminal aliens, and then if they're there during the course of securing an immigration arrest, and there's other people that they encounter that are illegal, those people are probably going to be taken into custody too. That's called what we call like collateral damage.
Why
right?
should they be deported though? But why should, if they aren't hurting anyone? So I have no problem with arresting.
Keep in mind, they're not getting deported right away. They're going through immigration proceedings.
So they're going to get, like, have a trial, and then they're going to be sent back to Afghanistan. Like,
Well, not necessarily. If they can demonstrate credible fear or some other type of situation, they might be able to stay. But they do get, when they get arrested, a lot of times they actually get released, given what's called a notice to appear to see an immigration judge, because the immigration court system is its own animal.
Trump just revoked 2,000 permits for the people from Somalia. They're going to be sent back to do what? To live in hell? To
be pirates?
So you're fine with sending them back to be slaughtered by ISIS or whoever terrorists live in Somalia?
Well, if they're able to demonstrate credible fear, the thing is that every immigration case in every scenario is completely different. So just because you get arrested by ICE doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be deported by ICE as well. You got to keep in mind that we do have an entire immigration process where they can go through that.
So if you don't want to live in a hellhole, maybe in the slums of Mexico, then you can be deported. But if you, I don't know, might have your head chopped off, then we can keep you here. Like, how is that fair?
Again, we cannot save everyone. We have to put our people first. We have to put U.S. citizens first. We have to put our country first. And look, the world's a very cold and evil place. And that's just how it is. And we got to put our country first. And sometimes that means that other people have to come second and third. And, this is what we're doing now.
Well, the world is not zero sum. But I'll just say that we could have 1 billion people come to this country and we'll have the population density of, like, France. So there's plenty of space here. And they contribute to our economy. And I don't see why. I mean, you used to work for ICE. I know that.
Yep.
So you are the equivalent of the slave catcher who used to deport Harriet Tubman and all her friends back to slavery in the South. Would you rather live in, like, slums of Venezuela where they're organized slavery, which is basically what communism is? Or would you rather be a slave in whatever time period? I mean, I'm just saying, you guys are morally equivalent to barbarians.
Well, I worked for HSI, so I did more criminal investigations, not necessarily deporting people. But look, like I said before, they break the law. It is what it is, man.
Well, I'm just gonna say that
if you're here illegally, like
the law should reflect our values, and I mean, if you can't, you should be. If it doesn't, you should be amnestied. I mean, Abraham Lincoln pardoned all the slaves, even though they committed a crime. They tried illegally. I mean, I'm just saying, like, how about all these countries? How about the people who saved the Jews from the gas chambers? They committed a crime. Should they be punished?
That's a completely different situation.
I mean, if you're arguing that
you're comparing immigration, people coming here illegally and overstaying and or committing immigration violations to, like, World War II. Like, you're just kind of just throwing things out there, man. And it's I get it. You're a little triggered by ICE finally doing their jobs after decades of not doing their jobs. But the reality is we got laws, dude, and we have a border, and we got to protect our country. We got to put Americans first, and that means that we need to remove people that don't belong here.
How are they hurting?
If you don't have borders, if you don't have
how about all the people who contribute?
National identity, then you don't have a country.
Fine, I didn't realize we just had to say, yes, sir, we have to appeal to the laws. Like, if the laws are unjust, we should change the laws or grant them amnesty. This has been how it is. And I didn't realize we were just supposed to bow down and obey every single law if it's wrong.
Well, the laws that we have created the secure environment for you to be here.
No, they haven't. Deporting.
Yes, You're able to talk right now about this.
Raiding cancer wards does not help me have free speech. How does that even work?
No, what I'm saying is you're complaining about the very system that's allowed you the privilege.
I'm
right,
not
to be
complaining
able to
about the
speak
First
the way that you are.
Amendment. I'm complaining about the
But I'm
fact.
saying this is a great country, and you're saying like, oh, this is so evil that they're deporting people. Dude, we're a nation of laws. Now, just because you don't like the law or it pisses you off from an emotional perspective, doesn't necessarily
Shouldn't
mean
we
that it's
enforce
not
every
the
law?
law.
I mean, should laws that are bad be enforced? I mean, do you justify enforcing
Yeah,
the
mass
fugitive-
immigration does
Okay.
create problems.
Would you have
Mass
enforced the
immigration creates
fugitive
problems.
slave clause? That's my question.
What's that?
Would you have enforced the fugitive slaves clause?
Okay, slavery is not the same as people coming here illegally.
Well, if
At all.
you're going to send them back to
If anything,
Venezuela, where
it's
they're
the-
going to be
it's the
gang
complete
raped,
opposite. So where they're going to be what?
where they're going to be like enslaved. You know, Venezuela has a modern system of slavery, and Donald Trump sending them all back there. Same in Afghanistan.
Okay. All
But
right.
okay,
Who's up
fine,
next?
fine.
This guy's just throwing anything, trying to get it to stick.
Hi, I have a few questions for you. I'm
Yeah.
a reporter with the Michigan Daily, so it's all right if I ask you just a few questions.
Yeah. Can we just try to stay on topic though?
Yeah, I will.
If we can stay on ICE or the Renee, the good shooting
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah, my first question for you is just, what do you, like, you said ICE did nothing wrong, so what are your thoughts on the killing of Renee? I believe her name was Renee Nicole Good.
Yeah, I mean, the loss of any life is a horrible situation, but he was completely justified in that shooting. You don't get to commit a felony and try to run over an ICE officer and, just walk away from him a lot of times. I mean, he was 100% justified in what he did.
Okay, do you mind if I ask you a few other questions about
Sure.
things you've said in the past? Okay.
So you don't. Okay, so all right,
Well-
just want to sit down. Yeah. So my position on that for everybody here that's listening,
yeah.
since that's like the trending right now, the shooting in Minnesota with Good was absolutely justified. Now, and if you don't like that or you don't agree with that, hey, the Second Amendment and law enforcement does have a duty, has the right to defend themselves, as well as they don't have a duty to retreat when they're there enforcing the law. But sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, do you believe women deserve equal rights?
Equal rights in what way?
In equal rights under the law, equal protections, equal rights to get jobs, equal rights to access housing, just equal rights under the law in general.
Well, I think feminism has created a lot of problems, and I don't think that men and women are equal. And I think we have completely different roles, and I think feminism in itself has created a lot of the destructive, progressive policies that we have now. The female vote has put in a lot of progressive leaders who have created issues, but that's a broad overview. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then also, I know a few people have already asked you kind of about this stuff, but I was told by like another editor to ask you. You mentioned, yeah, we like Hitler in defending a chat. I was going to ask you, do you stand by this comment?
Yeah, I stand by being able to say what you want to say and not being pussified about it. The issue here is that we have a lot of political correctness. We got a lot of people that are soft. We got a lot of people that are scared to say what's on their mind. So when I say, yeah, we like Hitler, that's to defy the norm where, oh my God, you can't say that. And I think that was in response to a tweet from actually David Pakman, because he said some bullshit about, oh, this is so bad, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, we like Hitler. Shut the fuck up. Because we got to protect the First Amendment, dude. We got to protect the First Amendment. And in order for the First Amendment to be protected, you have to be able to push the edges of the First Amendment.
Okay. Do you think Trump is deploying ICE and having them be very aggressive with protesters so that he can? Because he just mentioned, I think, that he was considering declaring Insurrection Act. Thank you. So, do you think he's having ICE be very aggressive with protesters so that he can then declare the Insurrection Act and using it as a pretext to declare the Insurrection Act?
Well, the problem is that the protesters are the ones showing the majority of the aggression, right? If ICE is there to effectuate an arrest, I'll tell you right now, and I'm sure anyone here that works in law enforcement or has worked in law enforcement or understand law enforcement practices, you always try to handle the situation at the lowest level possible with the least escalation. The problem here is that a lot of these people are impeding officers, they're creating issues, they're harboring them illegally, they're doing all types of things to obstruct the agents and the officers from doing their jobs. So they have to kick up their level of force a lot of the times to be able to properly enforce the law. The issue is that we haven't enforced immigration so long that people forget that you being here illegally or ICE have the authority to arrest people that are here illegally without any type of status. So that's why we have all this backlash, is because this is something that we've been kind of delaying and procrastinating on for a very long time.
All right. Thank you for answering my questions.
No worries. What's up?
How's it going, bro? I got a serious question. So,
Go ahead.
so, would you rather gay son or thought daughter?
A gay son or a thought daughter?
Yes, bro.
Damn. Yeah, neither, of course. But if I had to pick one,
You gotta pick one.
the gay son. Fuck that, man. Thought daughter's the worst, bro. That's
Okay.
the worst. Yeah, I'd have to, because at least with my son, I can smack the shit out. I'm like, hey, man, you're not gonna be gay. So yeah, but thought daughter, she's cooked. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, bro.
Hey, Myron, thanks for coming. I'm a big supporter. So I guess I'm in agreement. So my biggest questions you could talk about. I talk to people who disagree with the shooting, and I just don't think they understand force versus deadly force and the use of force continuum where, you know, we do expect police officers to be the aggressors. We do expect police officers to move forward and pursue criminals. So could you speak on like why it actually is deadly force? When it comes to the vehicle,
Oh yeah.
or
so
why a vehicle, or what is a deadly weapon in any context of that kind of situation?
yeah, and you know, and people need to understand, like, okay, so number one, like in the state of Minnesota, right, you have a duty to retreat. That doesn't apply to law enforcement because by the nature of their job, a lot of the times they have to be the ones to increase, like you said, with the use of force continuum. Because if I show up, right, and the courier says, "Hey man, I ain't going to jail," puts up his fist, like it would be stupid for me to square up with him. I'll pull out my taser. He pulls out a knife, I pull out my gun. So when it comes to law enforcement, you typically have to go one level above the perpetrator to be able to subdue them. Now, when it comes to a vehicle, that is absolutely a deadly weapon. And the ICE agent actually did get internal bleeding, as much as people were saying like, oh yeah, he hurt his like, internal organs. You know, she just came at him at like 5 miles per hour. People don't realize that you can, even if a car that size hitting you, like that can cause some serious damage. And when it comes to imminent death or serious bodily injury, you have the authorization, you know, to utilize deadly force and stop the threat. So, and people just don't understand that. So it is what it is, but you can't be committing felonies. They give you lawful orders and then you run a car at them. A vehicle is absolutely considered a deadly weapon. Many cops get hit by cars and die. There was actually a Baltimore police officer, a female. That's a whole other situation. But she got ran over and she died from the same exact situation. And the guy didn't even drive that fast. So yeah, this is what law enforcement deals with all the time.
Yeah, I just don't think people see that it is deadly force, a deadly weapon. I mean, from a firearm all the way down.
Absolutely,
to
a
kitchen
car's a
knife.
deadly weapon, you know. And I think people that don't see that are retarded. But you know, it is what it is.
Thanks, Myron. Big supporter.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay.
And guys, let's try to focus on disagreements or haters or anything else like that. So yeah, what's up, man?
Okay. Actual question.
Yep.
Would you rather get shot in the head or get freaky with your dad?
Shot in the head.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thank you so
shot in the
much.
head.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Kind of going back to the other conversation with the shooting being justified. I feel like I'm specifically kind of 50-50 in it. So I've been in law enforcement for 4 years, and I do agree that a vehicle is like something that could cause a death. But in some way, like when you have a situation, you want to take kind of down the level of like how stressful it is. Oh, sorry. I'm short. Okay, so kind of saying that wouldn't adjustable solution would be like shoot the tire so that way she doesn't run away, because she didn't, other than being in the vehicle, it's not a deadly force.
So shooting out tires is very maverick, and not many agencies authorize that. And I think actually for ICE, you can't shoot the tires out. So if you are gonna, you know, shoot at a car, it's got to pretty much be only to defend yourself from the kind of the perspective that the ICE officer did. So, like, are you like actual sworn law enforcement or?
I'm not sworn.
Okay, so you're not sworn. So there's not many law enforcement agencies that like authorize shooting out tires. Like typically, really reckless state police agencies only authorize that. So that's not going to be a thing. And I see what you're saying. Like, hey, look, they could have maybe dealt with it at a lower level, but you got to remember that they have to meet the perpetrator where the perpetrator's at, right? It's very difficult to de-escalate things, especially in that rapid time frame. We're talking about a matter of seconds. Guy comes up, get out the car. She doesn't want to comply. She backs up the car. He pulls out his gun. She still drives towards him anyway. Like, these are all, escalatory behaviors that would lead a reasonable person to be like, oh, wow. And he's trying to get out the way as he's shooting. That's another thing people say, oh, well, bro, you should just got out the way. He tried, and he got hit.
Officer who should not have been working, who, had gotten dragged 10 months ago.
Why is this woman talking and not in the kitchen? What's going on here? What the hell is going on? So, like, wait. She's just standing by the snowbank, and I'm like, I don't see a stove there. Why is she talking? What's going on? Like, what's... Okay, yeah, just women being women, right? But anyway, yeah, but to finish what I was saying here, they had to meet her where she was at, unfortunately.
I agree with that, and like obviously I do see it as somewhat reasonable.
Yeah, you're welcome to come to the thing after if you want. No, you're fine. Sorry, continue on.
I do see that being reasonable. It is like a split-second decision, but I think saying that like 100% justifiable, maybe not, but like it is in some way.
I see your perspective. The reality is legally, it's 100% justified. Now, if you want to have a moral discussion, that's different. That's very subjective. But I would say, keep in mind, when it comes to use of force in America, the law enforcement officer is going to be judged on, did he act in a reasonable manner given all the facts and circumstances that he was in at the time that the use of force happened? And I think universally, most people would agree, most attorneys, law enforcement, et cetera, training, that was a good shoot, unfortunately. I wish it didn't happen, but given the facts and circumstances, he's absolutely justified.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Okay. We go ahead. Did you have a disagreement too?
Yeah.
Okay, disagreement, cool. And then we'll get...
All right. So I disagree that she was intentionally driving into the officer, but that's not what I'm going to discuss right now. I have a question for you.
Oh, you're saying you don't think she intentionally was trying to drive?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk.
But that's kind of irrelevant. But that's fine.
I know. I'm talking. Yeah. I'm going to ask you a different question. All right. Did he?
Because I want everybody to know that's listening. Like, her intention when she drove towards him isn't relevant to him using force.
Yeah.
It's how he interpreted it. But go ahead.
All right. Did the officer shoot at Renee from the front or from the side of her car?
Both.
He shot through the side window, though. That was where the fatal shot came from.
Yeah.
Right. So that means that she was not running over him at the time that he shot the lethal shot.
So we're talking a matter of milliseconds here. So as she's coming at him and he's moving out the way, law enforcement is trained to stop the threat, and that includes up to deadly force. So as he's moving out the way and shooting, we're talking about a rapidly evolving event, right? So once you get into that mode, you're shooting, and this is precisely why 20/20 hindsight is never taken into account when law enforcement officers or use of force in general is typically applied.
All right, yeah, but that's
because it's easy to Monday morning quarterback and say, oh, well, bro, technically, let's put the protractor over here. If you move 2 degrees this way, you would have been fine. Why'd you shoot from the side? They're trained to stop the threat.
Also, they're trained to use lethal force as an absolute last resort. The fact that he was able to get to the side of the car into safety shows that he was able to survive the car without fatally shooting Renee. So shooting her, the imminent threat was gone. He no longer has the right to use lethal force in that situation because there is no imminent threat anymore. He was able to get to the side of the car.
Well, keep in mind that she still hit him. He still got injured. He didn't know who was behind him. He was there with other people. So when law enforcement shoots to stop the threat, it's not just for their for them immediately. It's also for other law enforcement and other civilians as well. Because if you're telling someone, get out the car, they back up, you pull out your gun, and then they drive towards you, how are you going to interpret that? Okay, this person clearly doesn't care. They're reckless. I'm shooting to stop this threat, not just as a threat for me, but a threat for my colleagues and other people and other civilians that are in the area. That's how they apply force.
That's kind of ridiculous. There were no
law
enforcement officers in the path of Renee. She was driving straight forward.
That's the law.
What's the law? The law is that lethal force
stop the threat.
Lethal force is the last threat. He can stop the threat some other way. They can start a police chase, but killing her is not an option there. He had no threat to his life at that point.
He absolutely did.
How? He jumped to the side. He survived.
He got hit in the process. Also, here's another thing. That guy got dragged like 6 months earlier by someone.
That's what I'm going on to. So I'll talk about that with you after.
Yeah. So that actually strengthens my argument because.
It weakens it.
Oh, really? It weakens it?
Yeah, because you should not have a shell shock. I'm sorry for taking you away from the mic.
Yeah. Well, let's finish him first, and then go ahead. You keep going.
All right.
Was-
My main point overall is that it is a law in all law enforcement operations that when the imminent threat is gone, which it was because he jumped to the side of the car and he was no longer getting ran over whatsoever, lethal force is simply not an option.
Again, we're talking a matter of milliseconds here. He's moving out the way as he's shooting, okay? So this is all happening rapidly. It can't be like, okay, I'm out the way. I think not going to pull the trigger no more. No, dude, we're talking about literally milliseconds here. And again,
it's the fact
he's
that
trained,
he got out of the way.
He's trained, but here's the thing.
It's the fact that he was able to get out of the way that shows that he was not an
But he
imminent
got
threat.
hit in the process. He got hit in the process, and his job is to stop the threat.
That you're ignoring the fact that he's out of the way. Like, I don't
Okay.
understand why you're
When she
ignoring
drove
that.
at him and
Was
he got
out of the way
let me
or
ask you
not?
this.
Was
Let me
he
ask
out
you
of
this.
the way?
Let's
No, you
let me
answer
keep
me.
this
Was he
simple.
out of the way or not?
Buddy.
What?
Let's go through this simply because you got to look at this objectively. Look at this through your feelings. Yes, objectively.
Okay,
So he
wait,
gets
wait,
hit.
wait, you won't answer to me if he got out of the way or not. But
He got out the
I'm,
way.
I'm the
He
one
got
using
out the way.
feelings?
But
Okay,
was she a threat coming
so
at
he
him?
wasn't in a okay,
Was
he was
she-
out of the way.
was
the
she-
car hitting him?
was he-
No, you
what-
can't just ignore that. You
No,
can't just ignore that fact.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Was she a threat when she drove at him with the car?
Yes.
Okay, and he ended the threat. Done.
Did he shoot her when he was driving towards
She was
him,
a
or
threat
did he shoot her
as soon as
when
she
he was on
came.
the side of her, though?
As soon as she came at him, she became a threat, and at that point, he has every right to end the threat.
It's the last resort. So if he was able to get out of the threat without killing her, it's no longer an imminent threat.
No, because it's a threat not just to him, but other people as well.
What other people?
He was there with several of his colleagues.
And were any of them?
And then
being,
there's also
were
civilians.
Any, were
Who
any
knows?
of them being ran over?
Again, like I said, but as soon as she drove at him,
Okay, by
she
that
became
logic-
a threat, and he stopped the threat.
By that,
That's it.
By that logic, it's like if I see someone on the street with fellow law enforcement officers, it's a potential threat to other people. So therefore, I have the right to detain him or something. Like, what does that even mean?
She was an imminent threat because she came at him,
But
and he
she
got hit
wasn't
in
an
the
imminent
process.
threat anymore. When imminent means at the time. If he was able to get to the side, then that means she wasn't an imminent threat to him anymore.
She literally was because he got hit. Dude, again, this is why they're trained to stop the threats.
They're also trained to use
Okay.
lethal force.
That
as a
she
last
became
resort.
a threat,
They're also
and
trained
he
to
used
use
lethal force
as
to
a last
subdue the
resort.
threat, and that's what happened.
Subdue what threat? He got to the side of her.
Again, you're going off of 2020 hindsight. We go off of what was going in through his mind at the time. Lawful commands are done. Wife is saying, just drive. She backs up, drives towards him. He's obviously surprised. He gets out the way as he's shooting at her to stop the threat. Legally justified, my friend.
Wait,
Now,
so
whether
you're
you
saying-
interpret it as a threat or not from a Monday morning quarterback perspective, quite frankly, is irrelevant. He's justified in this shooting because he was there at the time and actually was dealing with the threat. And that's how he dealt with it. And that's why it's legally justified.
Okay.
Like, you might not like it. You might not agree with it. But the reality is that he was justified, which is why they're not prosecuting him.
Dude, the reality is that he knew he survived when he jumped to the side of it, right? He should have just stopped right there. He's a trained officer. He's able to not pull the trigger at that point. He could have jumped to the side, realized, okay, the car's not coming at me anymore. It's no longer an imminent threat. I no longer have the right to shoot and kill her.
Yeah, you just don't. I don't think you understand tactics, which is fine.
I don't think you understand like law enforcement policy.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
Oh, I definitely
you
don't.
definitely don't.
Yeah.
You never worked in law enforcement. I did. I understand how it goes. And when someone's coming at you with a car, it's easy to sit here and be like, "Just get out the way, dude." Bro, if someone's coming at you like that, like trying to end your life,
I understand
and you're
that, but
interpreting
he
it that
did
way,
get out of
you're
the
gonna
way.
empty
The
that
difference
mag.
is that he did
You're
get
gonna
out of the
empty
way.
that mag.
He did get out.
Barely.
Okay.
Barely.
Okay.
So
I'm
if
not
someone comes
saying-
at you with a knife,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And they nick you with it, and they
Yeah.
get you, like they try to go for your neck, but they get you in the chest.
Yeah.
Are you gonna sit there and be like, well, they're not having a threat anymore, bro?
That's not comparable.
You know?
That's not comparable at all because a person with a knife can easily just turn around and stab you again.
Yeah. But again, she hit him with the car, and the car's a deadly weapon.
Can you acknowledge that comparison was absolutely stupid?
No, it's they're both deadly weapons. Whether it's a car or a knife, it's a deadly weapon.
But the difference is a knife
Because
attack can happen multiple
she's
times.
showing clear disregard for him, and who else might she run over in the process?
Yeah, but-
Again,
but-
remember
but
they
can
had
I see how a knife is
they had it
completely
surrounded. They had the vehicle. Law enforcement was all around it. So if she clearly showed the disregard of backing up and then driving into him as he has his gun there and he's giving her lawful commands alongside the other guy, a reasonable person can interpret, hey, this person is not going to stop and they're going to keep doing this. So I need to end the threat, not just for myself, but for my colleagues and for other civilians, because this individual clearly is being reckless,
She
and
was
that's what he's going to be
driving
judged
away
on.
at a slow speed. It wasn't like she was starting to go 100 miles per hour while drunk driving.
Even though she was going at a slow speed as you claim, he still got internal damage from getting hit.
Okay,
Like
yeah, he got a bruise.
No, he got organ damage with his internals.
Internal bleeding is another word for a bruise. Bro.
Okay, all right. Let's go to her.
All right.
Let's go to her. Like, we're not gonna agree on that. Like,
too much of your time.
I suggest, you know what? You should do some tactical training and let them put you in scenarios, because they've actually done this with civilians. They put them in a tactical situation, and every single time the civilians just pull the trigger when there's not a deadly threat. And it's actually hilarious to see people pull the trigger so quickly. Then they want law enforcement to be like, no, bro, just don't pull the trigger. Get out the way. But go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not going to waste too much of your time. First, thanks for gendering me properly. This does not look like a stove, so I'm not going to waste much of your time, so I can get back to
You said
one.
what? Gendering properly?
Yes, because these gentlemen asked, or I could hear them talking like, oh, is that a tranny?
Oh.
I'd be happy to say I was born intersex. And
Wait,
it's
what?
kind of pathetic.
Born
That has-
intersex?
Yes. That has nothing to do with this. I'm just addressing this for the record in front of everyone, how pathetic that is.
I think there's only two genders. I don't think intersex is a thing, but that's fine.
Okay, well, look at an actual, maybe graduate college level biology textbook, and you'll realize beyond high school biology.
Were you born with a dick?
Was I born with ovary parts? Yes.
Okay, so you're born with a dick. Okay, got it.
Okay, yes, but that's neither here nor there, and absolutely pathetic. Only thing I want
Two
to address
genders.
is that you had an officer who was shell-shocked, pretty much, several months before the shooting, who perhaps should not have been on the force, because any other officer who had not had that experience several months prior would not have pulled the trigger in that instance, I do not believe.
Well, okay, so it's interesting that you bring that up. Him being dragged 6 months prior actually lends strength.
No, it does
to
not,
the shooting.
because
Yeah, it does.
no,
Of course.
because it increases your threshold, or rather lowers it for what you actually think is a threat. That's why you have hypervigilance in PTSD victims.
Okay.
So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave. Go back to a kitchen.
Why do they always do this? Every time these trannies, like they'll give their point and then they'll just walk away. It's like, we don't want to debate. It's like, what's going on here? Yeah. You go over there. Don't. You got to back up. You got to back up. You got to back up. See, these people are crazy. I told y'all, man.
No.
Holy. Nuts.
I'm glad this is filmed. I cannot wait to see it later. The fact.
You're making yourself look crazy, but it's fine.
No, because you gender me properly over there when I come up, and then I bring up the topic.
Yeah, I mean, when
I
I
don't
looked, I
care.
saw long
I'm
red hair. I
proud.
didn't know what it was. Now that you're talking more, and then whatever, like, yeah, I don't know what. You're a dude, man, or whatever you were born as, but you're a dude.
I will respect your right to say that uncensored, but also acknowledge that while this is aired, there will be a lot of people who think you sound absolutely ridiculous.
There's
There'll
two
be people
genders.
who don't, but
There's two genders. If you don't want to, accept reality, that's fine. But we weren't even talking about that.
No,
My thing is, I
because-
find it interesting how you go ahead and you give your statement of like, oh well,
no, I'm going to
PTSD.
address how you started it by saying I should be in the kitchen, giving a female stereotype.
Well-
as soon as I bring it up to thank you of that, to mock the fact that, okay, this is also not an oven, and hearing people talk, oh, is that a tranny? Yes, I will bring it up because I'm not ashamed, because anyone with a brain who can read a textbook and realize, oh, there is ambiguity in how sex is represented in bodies as they develop. So that is just moronic on your part.
Let
and
me
I'm
say
gonna
this.
leave because you don't have any education.
I did
on
misgender
that.
you. My bad. You should be in a garage, not a kitchen.
Okay, I'll find one. I'll go back to Randall and do that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
not a kitchen. You should be in a garage. So.
All right.
See, and that right there, guys, is precisely why trannies shouldn't be able to have guns. Fucking nuts. Absolutely nuts. But hey, it is what it is. What's up, man?
All right. Hey, Myron. I guess thanks for coming to Michigan. It's pretty cold.
Yeah, this shit is freezing, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess given your federal law enforcement background, I was just curious what you're thinking about. I haven't really been keeping up with the news or like your podcast. But I was just wondering what your thoughts on Maduro's being captured and taken to New York. Like, what your thoughts on that are?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I am a non-interventionist, especially when it comes to engaging in anything that might lead to a war or a conflict. I don't think that we should have done that. I'm not a fan, and I think there's a bunch of other geopolitical factors that come into why we did that. But overall, just to give a bird's eye view, not a fan of it.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree. I think it was definitely, it's a move to attack, Chinese trade and also, Lebanese and, Iranian trade for sure.
There's a multitude of reasons. It was to protect we have a waning petrodollar reserve currency status. They wanted to go ahead and do transactions in BRICS and strengthen, China, who's like an adversary. So there was multiple reasons why we did what we did. We're just using the ruse of a law enforcement operation that he was indicted. But the reality is that it's a far more complex geopolitical situation than a law enforcement operation.
I guess I'm not really sure how quickly you could condense your thoughts on this, but I guess that leads into my main question, which is, obviously we have a precedent of going into, foreign countries, non-cooperative countries, let's say, we just overthrew Bashar, we killed Gaddafi. But I guess what do you think the precedent is now moving forward? Because, we're almost in the 2030s, we got this new J.D. Vance thing, going on. I don't know. What do you...
Well, I've always been opposed to wars in the Middle East. And to be honest, a lot of these wars in the Middle East are fought because of... we have a very strong Zionist lobby, right? This is one of my main criticisms, that when I say America is run by Jews, it absolutely is. And it's by dual allegiance Jews a lot of the times. And it took basically a genocide in Gaza for people to wake up and realize who really runs things and pulls strings. We're probably going to go to war with Iran because of Israel. Literally we're in the middle of tensions right now. They're talking about bombing them any day now. So our foreign policy when it comes to the Middle East is pretty much directed by Zionism and Jewish power in America. So, but that's a whole other topic.
I guess, and then I guess we'll do one more follow-up.
Yep.
Then what are your thoughts on Iran? Would you say it's pretty likely that we're going to...
Go to war with Iran? Very likely.
Yeah.
Very likely. Very likely. And first it was nuclear weapons. Now those are gone. Oh, now they're building up their ballistic missile program. They're using any excuse they can because they want a regime change. That's what they want.
All right,
so,
cool.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
No worries, dude. All right, who's up next? Let's get we got a little bit here because but we'll be back out here. What time? We're gonna be back out here at 5. So because we can go amplify sound as long as we want. Yeah, but let's get a disagreement. I know you got let's get a disagreement first.
One more.
Yeah, bro. Let's get a disagreement. Who has the disagreement with anything I said?
I don't got a disagreement.
Women are stupid. Indians stink. ICE did nothing wrong. Renee Good was a legit shoot.
I don't got a disagreement, but I'm a fan.
Okay.
I'm Cohen. I've been watching you every day since September, and I got a couple of questions. I'm 15. What goals should I have? What should I be focusing on? And what should I stay away from in order to being successful in life?
Stay away from drugs. Stay away from women because they're useless, honestly. Focus on building yourself up. Don't get a girl pregnant. Yeah, just don't fuck your life up, bro. Honestly, you got the world ahead of you. For any young man out there, don't. The biggest one is don't involve yourself with females too early. All right. So, because the reality is you're gonna be younger, you won't be able to provide a certain type of leadership, and it's just gonna fuck you up. So.
Do you think we could get a picture afterwards?
Yeah, of course,
right,
man. Of course, bro. Yeah.
As well, you've changed my life significantly from watching you.
Appreciate that,
I'd
man.
also like a picture if that's
Got you.
available.
And don't worry, guys. I'll stay. For everybody here that if fucks with the content or whatever, I'm gonna stay back and I'll take pictures of all you guys. Don't worry. Let's get a hater on though. But I got y'all. Anyone that want a picture? Slash, my friend. Let's go. Yeah, we got any other progressives that want to come on here? Anything that have a disagreement with one of my viewpoints? Go ahead.
My question isn't necessarily pertaining to the ICE, which you came here to talk about, but so Myron, you've spoken about being turned away by Turning Point USA. I just wanted to know if that experience changed or reinforced.
That's not true.
It's not true?
Yeah, the Jew earlier was lying, but basically what happened was, and they always lie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't get turned away. What happened was, obviously, we all know Charlie Kirk was tragically shot and killed. When I was at AmFest, they obviously had security at a heightened level. My government name and my stage name are two different names. So when they saw because when you get a pass, it's under your government name.
Okay.
they saw my government name didn't match with Myron Gaines. They're like, what the hell? So that's where the confusion came from. But I had already been there. That footage that got shown, I had been there for hours already, right? And I got a bunch of witnesses that were there with me because we had a booth. So basically, they took the ID, double-checked everything, and they're like, oh, our mistake, man. And then I went back in.
So it's just misinformation.
It's a bunch of lies by idiots and haters. Never got kicked out, not once. I was there the whole time. Matter of fact, it's funny because the Let 'Em Cook hoodie that the Jew was complaining about earlier, like, I wore that the second day. So how would have I been kicked out while simultaneously wearing the hoodie and going viral?
All right, understood. I just wanted.
Yeah, but he also implied that too.
I just wanted clarification on.
Yeah.
That's all.
No worries. Because there was actually like a bunch of the Zionists that did that. Go ahead. Oh, okay.
What's going on, Myron? I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I know that you're Sudanese.
Yeah.
I know that you've been outspoken about the genocide in Sudan and everything that's going on. But I also know you've also talked very favorably about the UAE in the past and how great of a country it is. I know you've spent some time there. My question is, would you be willing, or do you hold the UAE accountable for backing the genocide in Sudan?
I've talked about it, that they're involved in the illicit gold trade, which is funding the conflict.
Okay.
They buy a lot of gold from Hemeti, the head of the RSF, and that's created a lot of problems.
So would you say, like, since all that has leaked, I feel like it's been the last couple of months, everyone's become aware to, like, UAE backing the genocide heavy and getting all their gold from Sudan, basically?
Yeah, when I talk about the UAE, I'd say that it's a very good, it's a very safe and clean country, right? Two things could be true. They have a safe and clean country, but at the same time, they're also funding that conflict, which, many other countries are too. There's unfortunately a lot of countries, we do it all the time. We back militias, we back violent groups, rebel groups, insurgencies. So it's just an ugly reality about geopolitical affairs, but two things can be true.
Okay, for sure. I was just wondering.
Yeah, no worries. Sure. Can we get somebody else on? Who else? That's it? All right, let's fucking go, man. Before I get started, I want to say, I want to dedicate this to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Well, you said a Nazi? Well, Charlie wasn't a Nazi, I am. So, anyway, Charlie wasn't a Nazi, I am. Now you guys are stuck with me. He was way nicer. So, yeah, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I'm going to dedicate this section of the show, this video, to Charlie. We keep his memory alive. We can have political disagreements all day, but at the end of the day, he's an American. He was a patriot. And, whoever was responsible, we will find you and you will go to jail. So, fuck you. So, and no one should ever be persecuted for their political belief system, whether you're left, right, centered, any of your skin color, even this weirdo over here, he shouldn't be persecuted, or whatever it is. Like, they also deserve the same dignity. So, we believe in nonviolence. We believe in discussing ideas, not attacking each other. And when you got the truth on your side, you don't need to use violence, man. So I'm dedicating this to Charlie. Rest in peace to him. Obviously, God bless his family. And, I think it's the right thing to do. So that's what we're out here doing, keeping his legacy alive. So anyway, so you're up first, man. What's your name and what do you got to say?
I'm a supporter, so you could.
Oh, okay, awesome.
My name's Alejandro, and I just wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
What are some specific policies? What are some specific policies Republicans should prioritize right now to win back young voters without watering down conservative principles? And how do candidates like Valentina Gomez reflect what the party is headed?
Well, number one, don't even call yourself a Republican because that's gay. And then number two, the Republican Party, let's be honest, is controlled by Jews, and they're all cucked. So we got to have our own political movement where we actually put the interests of our country first, put our citizens first. We don't do things for the benefit of Jewish oligarchs and technocrats and all these other people that are the elite class. We got to do things more for the working class, the people that are actually doing things out here versus, the Republican Party where they're, on one side they say, yeah, we fight for the people, but do they really? I think they fight more for, the globalists and the Jews and everything else like that. So, and the elite class that quite frankly none of us are a part of. So that's what it is. Okay. So I would say first get rid of the political labeling and have an ideology. Whether it aligns with Republican values or not is one thing, but I think calling ourselves Republicans and Democrats, it's like, no. That's what they use to divide.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a picture after this one?
Yeah. And don't worry, guys. I'll take pictures and sign books and all that stuff after. So don't worry. I'm not Hollywood. Fuck these faggots. We keep it real over here. So, yeah, we still say faggot. We still say nigger. We still say kike. I don't give a fuck. That's how we do it. Okay? When I went to college, I sound like an old man now, right? When I went to college, we just said what the fuck we wanted to say. So, we're bringing that shit back. We're too much of this political correct faggotry. What's up, man?
Hello, yes.
What's up?
Not this guy, last I checked. Double. Okay. But I need to have.
Yeah, he's a little bit tall. Maybe we can help him with it a bit.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Shout out to Beans, by the way. And yes, he is Hispanic.
Yeah, that's good. Okay,
Yeah,
here we
okay.
go. Okay.
Thanks, bro.
So I have a question. I read your Wikipedia article before this. You're like, what is it, like Sudanese American or something? That's
Yeah.
like ancestry?
Yeah.
I just guess, given that, why do you like ICE? They're going after like Somalis. Bro, you're next. You're like the next thing in line. Geographically.
Oh,
that's
for
what's
Somalian?
happening.
you're saying?
Yeah, like Somalia, then I guess like I don't know, Ethiopia. Then you get Sudan, and then it's you, man.
Well, I'm
like,
not a
come on,
pirate, but that's fine.
Self-interest. Yeah, but
Yeah, we're very different. Like, we're Arabs, they're not. They're pirates, we're not.
so you don't like the South. You don't like
But
the
yeah,
South.
I mean, look, I was born in America. I've lived here my whole life. I've served this country. My parents immigrated here, and they're naturalized citizens now. So, that's my background, really. I've only been to the Middle East a few times in my lifetime, so.
Okay, yeah, but you were born here, but like, so was Randy Good. So were those like native people who were arrested in the UP a while ago. I don't know, man. Like, you had this like big spiel about like Charlie Kirk at the beginning and like, oh, political violence is bad. They like, yeah, good. I don't like shooting people, which is why I don't like them shooting her. ICE did nothing wrong. Prove you wrong. I don't know if that proves you wrong, but it proves an inconsistency, and I'd like to hear you say about that.
Well, you got to understand that Charlie Kirk was on a college campus having civil discourse with people that disagree with him. Meanwhile, she was committing a felony and impeding federal agents from doing their job. The two are not the same whatsoever.
I don't think so. So if she was on a college campus, it would have been all right.
No, if she wasn't breaking the law, it would have been all right.
Which law did she break?
Which law did she break? Well, let's see here. 18 U.S.C. 101, impeding and obstructing a federal agent from doing their jobs and their duties. She was stopping them from enforcing an immigration operation. That's a felony. I've actually arrested people for it before myself when I was on a job. So you can't do that.
I think you might be lying. I don't believe you.
I am lying? Look it up.
Yeah,
18 U.S.C. 111.
No, I believe that's law. I just don't think that's what she was doing.
That's what she was there doing.
Myron, you're lying. You
She was
can't
literally
do this to me, man.
she was
It's not
literally
great.
blocking off. She was literally blocking off agents from doing their job. That's why her car was parked in that way, and they told her, "Hey, get out of here."
Okay.
And
Other
she
que-
wouldn't. She didn't want to. Then say, "All right, step out the car." That's when she veered off.
Other question. You
Sure.
say Indian people stink, yes?
In general, yeah, a lot of them do.
Well, I got a few Indian friends,
Sure.
and they smell pretty nice. So explain this inconsistency to me, please.
Well, again, it's a general statement. Does that mean that every single one of them stink? No, just a lot of them do.
So a lot of them do. I mean, a lot of white guys stink too. A lot of people need
Sure.
to shower, need to use deodorant.
Sure.
Will you say with me, white guys?
Two
stink?
things can be
Will
true at the
you
same
say
time.
with me, white guys stink? Come on, man, you can say.
Well,
it.
here's the
I don't
thing.
allow you. I give you the card. I give you the pass.
Here's the thing. That is not the stereotype that's attributed to them.
Okay, come on. Don't be woke over here, man. Say it with me. White guys stink. We got stinky armpits. We stink.
Well, if you stink, man, then that's great.
No. I showered like 5
Oh,
hours.
okay, there you go. So you
I know.
you proved your own statement wrong. You don't stink.
But many of them do. You say that lots of Indians don't stink.
All right.
I'm just
So,
saying.
All right, what's your okay? Who's
so
up next?
much for the tolerance, right? So
No
much.
worries, man. Thank you. All right, thanks.
How you doing, Myron?
Hey, how are you?
I'm just curious. Why do you think there's so many these blue-haired people on my campus?
So many what?
Of the blue-haired, confused people.
Oh, on your campus?
Yeah, up here.
Well, look, I went to Northeastern University in Boston, right? And we're a bit more progressive. So I kind of saw this happening when I was in college back in 2013. I'm showing my age here. And the problem is that college campuses are kind of like, you guys are insulated from the real world. So what ends up happening is you're able to kind of develop radically progressive ideologies that a lot of the times don't align with the real world. And one of two things happens when you graduate. You either keep that mentality and stay a retard, or you wake up and realize, holy shit, the real world doesn't operate on these progressive ideals. And even myself, I went to Northeast, so I lived in Boston for many years. I grew up in New England. So, I am very familiar with that, academia mindset where it's oh yeah, let's just be above moral, on our moral high grounds, and, progressivism is the way to go and everyone's equal. And, you get into the real world and you realize no, we aren't all equal. Men are better than women at everything pretty much, right? They just suck at everything. And it's just it is what it is. So when you get out there and you become an adult, you start to realize unfortunately, the real world doesn't align with what you're programmed to think in college. And the reason why people are able to think these things is because you kind of live in like a fake world here where you go to a dorm and you can hang out and drink beer all day and smoke weed and not have to pay bills or whatever. Like, you're able to kind of just chill. Like, college is an acceptable way to spend 4 years being a degenerate, to be honest. Like, you should be educating yourself, but you can also be a degenerate in the process and not deal with real world consequences versus if you were in the real world paying bills and having to work and shit.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
No worries, man.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
I want to ask you, what do you think about this, like, maxing, or this black pill?
Look
like
maxing?
Yeah.
Looks maxing?
This,
Well,
like, yeah.
you know, this is a very interesting topic, and this is, I think, is something that doesn't get talked about enough. The reality for guys is women have more options than ever before. You know, you got social media apps, you got dating apps, etc. So with that, women's standards have went up. A girl that would have been limited to her own geographic area of sexual access and mate selection in that area, now she has access to men on Instagram, you know, men on dating apps, etc. So a guy that would have been qualified 20 years ago, now he's not, because she can get something better. And women, you know, will take the best deal that they can get. They're hypergamous. So when it comes to looks maxing, you know, every guy should focus on getting in the gym, keeping themselves clean, you know, brushing their teeth, you know, because a lot of guys are unkempt. So on top of having your money in order and everything else, you just got to be a well-rounded guy. Like, you can't be an average guy anymore and get the dating and sex life you want. Like, being average is like not going to work, because average women no longer want average men. They think that they deserve above average men, unfortunately. And women are super entitled, and this is why we have the issues that we have now when it comes to young people and dating.
100%. All right, yeah, thank you.
No problem. Disagreements. Okay. Hi. Can we help her with the mic? Thanks, Beans. Shout out to Beans, by the way, and Brett, Sean, everybody helping out behind the scenes. This is a team effort. So shout out to all you ninjas. I wouldn't be able to do this and be racist like this without a team behind me. So, yes.
Okay.
All right. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. So I had like a fairly long question, so just bear with me for a second. So,
You have the Cliff version?
so
Oh, serious.
I'm a
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Just try to make it, you know, concise.
Yeah. So I'm planning on going into the medical field, right? Because I feel passionate about helping people, etc., right? And I feel good that my life is going to be like that. So how does someone like you, who you essentially get paid to be like a laughingstock, right? And the only people who really look up to you are antisocial losers, right? So it's kind of like, if I was you, I think I'd just kill myself. So I don't really know.
It's okay, guys. Let her give her take. It's fine. This is what the First Amendment is. Unlike progressives, we let them say what they want to say. We don't censor them. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm here for charity. Yeah, what else? So, kill myself. What was the other one? I'm a loser. What else?
No, your fans are losers. That was
My fans are losers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's true. That's true.
So was there like an argument here or just ad homs?
People like you argue in bad faith. I don't feel like I don't have enough respect for you to do this.
Okay. So isn't this awesome? This is what, I actually like that she did this, because this is what progressives do. They come up, they don't actually challenge any of your statements or your, you know, ideologies or your facts. What they do is they just insult you personally, say you're a bad person, kill yourself, and then they take the moral high ground and say you're not even worthy of a debate. Well, let me ask you this. Where have I lied?
Oh my fucking God. Okay. Oh my God, I really didn't want to do this. But the whole thing with Renee Good, right?
Yep.
You're saying like she was doing something illegal. Okay. You know what? I'll meet you there. Okay? Let's say she was doing something illegal. So police are actually trained to use lethal force in only the absolute worst of situations. There's actually a training on what you should do if a vehicle is approaching you that all police officers are forced to take, right? And that definitely, it involves getting out of the way of the vehicle and trying to de-escalate before you shoot someone in the face. So generally.
Okay, so it's kind of interesting that you say that, because I actually went through this training that you're trying to talk about, and nowhere in the training do they tell you, okay, here's a class on how to get out of the way of a moving car. No, they teach you how to escalate properly, how to identify threats, making sure that people keep their hands in certain places where you can see them. So there is no specific training, because I actually went to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. I went through HSI SAT. I was an HSI special agent before I did this. So I'm very familiar with ICE training in itself, and there is no specific class at FLETC that says, okay, this is like what you got to do if a car's coming at you. You just need to know, hey, if deadly force is being used against you, which your car absolutely qualifies, has been deemed from much case law, you can go ahead and respond with deadly force as well. That's just the reality. Now, look, I'm not here to debate the morality of it. I'm here to debate the reality of it and the legality of it. And from a legal perspective, he was 100% justified.
Right. So, I mean, if we're like...
You could get on the mic after whoever said that. That's not really relevant to the debate here. That's because that's a subjective thing. Like, one person might say it was immoral, another person will say he was acting in self-defense. So that's a subjective thing. But if you disagree, just get on the line and I'll have a discussion with you. But yeah, sorry. So that is the. So my thing is it was self-defense. She broke the law. She came at him with a vehicle. It is what it is. I'm not celebrating her death. Like, I'm not one of these sickos that's gonna sit there and be like, yeah, she deserved it. No, but you can't run at a federal agent with a vehicle. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
I mean, you asked me earlier, where did you lie? It is, true that there is a training on how to deal with specifically a vehicle approaching you. So I don't really know,
No, there isn't.
This is just an example.
I went through the HSI Academy. When I went through in 2013, 2014, it was not there in the curriculum. They teach you defensive driving, but there's no class like, oh, a car's coming at you, get out the way. They put you in different scenarios.
Well,
I'm like the worst person to debate this with because I actually went through the school. So.
Right.
Yeah. So again, I'm trying to find out where did I lie. Where have I lied yet? Guys, don't heckle her. Don't heckle her. Let her. You know what I mean? It's a.
Maybe you missed it. You don't.
Still can't identify the lie, huh?
It's entirely possible that you missed it. Everyone makes mistakes,
No, because you can't miss classes when you're at FLETC. Everything is documented. Actually, as a matter of fact, you know what they're going to do? They're going to pull up all of his training, as a matter of fact. Anytime there's a use of force situation, and you go for whether it's a police officer, a special agent, whatever, they almost always pull their academy records to see how were they trained. Like Derek Chauvin, for example, that technique with the knee on the back, he was actually taught that in police academy. They pulled his records. That was an authorized technique taught by the Minneapolis Police Department.
That's great. I think we're talking past each other. I don't respect you. I'm going to leave. Bye.
Translation, I lost. Okay, great. This is what happens when women aren't in the kitchen. Hey, guys, come on. Let's show a little bit of respect, man. Let's let him get his thoughts out. What's up?
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing just okay. So you said to begin with you're a Nazi, correct?
Well, I was kind of fucking around, but if you want to go there and say that, that's fine. If you think I'm a Nazi, then I'm a Nazi. No, I've gotten to a point now where I don't even care if people call me a Nazi or not, because it's like no matter what, if you have any type of conservative or right-wing viewpoints, you're always going to be labeled as a Nazi to somebody.
I disagree.
What's that?
I disagree.
So you don't think I'm a Nazi?
Well, I don't think all conservatives will be labeled Nazis.
That's.
I think conservatism has gone way too far, but that's not the point.
That's fine.
I just want to. So earlier you had asked her, where did you lie, right?
Yeah.
Well, for one, I have not heard you quote any facts or anything so far. So I would just be curious.
Well, we couldn't even get that far because she didn't even
Sure. So just to be honest, I've never heard of you before, and nor did I want to. But I looked you up on Instagram before this. So, and the first 5 things that I saw were you being extremely misogynistic and saying that men and women are not equal. So I'm just curious, and I think on the Instagram reel that I saw, you had said that women are intellectually inferior and should not be trusted to make decisions for themselves. Do you mind expanding upon that and, I don't know, giving any scientific evidence to prove that?
Well, here's the thing. Men are better than women at almost everything. From a physical standpoint, lung capacity, strength, muscle density, height, aerobic capacity, lung capacity. We're just better at almost everything. We're physically superior to women. And I'm tired of having to, pretend that we're not, right? And it's actually kind of funny because I actually don't think, I think men should be providing and protecting for women, because I do think that since we are better than them in most things, we do have a duty and a responsibility to protect them in many ways. So I just don't believe in this egalitarianism between the sexes, because it simply doesn't line up with reality.
I was asking for facts, not opinions.
Okay. Did I not just state a bunch of biological facts between men and women, how men are...
All you actually said was that men and women are biologically different, which
That's a
is
fact.
okay.
And that is a fact.
Well, men aren't designed to give to birth children. Women have naturally higher percentages of body fat. So like
That wasn't my argument.
right. Well,
I said women
what
are
is your
physically
argument?
inferior
No,
to
I was asking.
women are physically inferior to men.
Okay.
And that's a fact.
Okay.
You asked me like what?
But that's not. But wait. So to go back to what I actually asked, I said on the Instagram reel you had quoted as being said women are intellectually inferior and not to be trusted to make decisions for themselves. Do you mind supporting that with scientific facts and or evidence?
Yeah, I mean, here we go. Every thriving society has been a patriarchy for the most part. Men built
That's
the world
not
around
true at
you,
all.
as a matter of fact. Everything that you
that's
see
n-
and enjoy here was built by men, created
That's
by men, thought of
incorrect.
by men. Women
That's
don't really
incorrect.
provide infrastructure like that.
That's incorrect.
Women don't provide infrastructure?
One more time?
I said, see, you don't even know what you're disagreeing with. You're just disagreeing.
One more time, please.
What I said was, men create the world that we exist in. Women don't. Every society that's ever thrived has been a patriarchy. Has been led by men to some degree.
Which society?
Now, we can use ours for example. Like
Which one?
men create every. Okay, now you're just being.
No, seriously. Are you talking about
See, it's
America, the
interesting
U.S.?
because
No,
I
are
give you
talking
facts
about
and then
the
you
United States of
move the
America right now?
goalposts. It's like what is your point here? Like I've given you several examples of how men are superior to women, and you still are saying, oh well, what's your facts? I'm telling you the facts. And you say, well, what's your facts? Are you going to engage with what I told you? Like I told you
Yes,
already.
I am.
Men are superior to women in almost every single way. Everything on earth, all the modern conventions, for the most part, the majority have been created by men. The infrastructure and the technology that we enjoy was created by men. Men are born to lead, women are born to follow.
Okay,
this
that's
is
just
shown
like
in our
saying-
sexual attraction to
So
each
are you
other.
gonna let me respond?
Women want. Okay. there
You're
you go.
asking me a
Just-
question and then you're just talking.
Well, you asked me for the facts, and I'm just giving you a bunch
That's
of them.
not facts. You're saying things. You're just like, oh yeah, this is a thing and this is a thing, but you're
Let me
not
ask you this.
you're not actually saying what society. You're talking about the Mayans, the Incans. Are we talking about Germany or the United States? Like, what are we talking about?
They're all patriarchies, is my point.
No, they're not.
Yes,
what
they
are you
are.
talking about? Egypt
Yes,
is
they-
not a patriarchy.
And the ancient Egyptians?
Right.
And they got conquered. Boom. Like, it's like, bruh. It's like, dude.
Wait.
Like, well, okay, well, you concede that men are physically superior to women. We can start there. Men are physically superior to women. Will you concede that?
There are biological differences between men and women, yes.
And that makes men better than women or physically superior to women.
In what sense? Men can't give birth. I mean, in my opinion, women are physically superior because they can give birth. So that's a difference of opinion right there, not facts.
Okay.
Give me a fact.
Well, we're going to talk about tangible assets that make them superior. We're talking about strength, height, lung capacity, speed, agility, coordination, reflexes.
Okay, so
Men
wait.
are superior in
I'm
every
gonna ask
single
my
way. You
question
gave
for a
one,
third time.
and here's the other thing too.
Please wait.
Because only
Please wait.
women can have children.
Please wait.
Men can't have children, but in everything where
Please
they can
wait.
actually compete, men are superior. That's my point.
Okay, hold on. So I'm going to ask my question that I now have asked twice before because you did not understand the first time and you asked me to repeat the second time, okay? Number 3, Myron. Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, because look, everybody here is like on the same page. Like, dude,
Myron, listen for a second. Open your ears, okay?
I am listening.
Ready? You were quoted as saying, women are intellectually inferior to men and should not be trusted to make decisions for themselves. I am not talking about biological physical capacity here. I am talking about our brains, which clearly you do not have. Please respond to the question that I asked. How do you scientifically support that with facts?
Sure. When I talk about, so you want to be specific and focus on, because you did two things. First, I said women are inferior. So we talked about the biology, which I think I've explained that now at this point. Now you want to talk about the part where they can't make their own decisions. You want to talk about that part now? Because it was a two-part question.
Yes, I actually did ask the first time, the second time, and the third time about women's intellectual capacity.
Well, I gave you a bunch of
according
facts
to
and you kept just
Yes.
trying to not trying to engage with it. So let's go into the second one. So when I say women shouldn't be making their own decisions or whatever else like that, what I'm saying is, well, here we have is feminism, right? Women have the ability to pick any man that they want. They have more liberal They have all the freedom, right, and liberty to do whatever the hell they want nowadays, right? So why is it that less women are happy, more women can't find a boyfriend, relationships are in the shitter, divorce rates are high, overwhelmingly initiated by women, by the way. Marriage
According
rates
to
are
what
plummeting.
study?
Women are complaining all the time about not being able to find a guy.
According to
Despite
what
the
study?
fact when women are polled about dating, they always give negative analysis
Did
on
you not hear
what
me?
it is.
I said according to what study? You still have not given
If
me
you
any
look at
actual
dating, if you look at
anything.
dating statistics, women are overwhelmingly not happy with dating and not satisfied with the quality of men that are out there. They complain all the time. Cornell did a study where women found like 60% plus of men as, like around 80% of men as economically unattractive. Like the reality is simply this: most
According to
women
what study?
don't want most men. Okay, however,
According
most
to what
men,
study? You still haven't quoted anything.
Okay, a majority of women are single. What does that mean?
According to what study? You still haven't given me
Okay,
any
this
numbers.
fucking guy, man. Do I need a study to say that 1 + 1 is 2? Do I need a study to say the sky is fucking blue? Do I need a study to
Don't
say you're being a
strawman me.
retard right now?
Stop strawmanning
like, I
me right
don't.
now.
Like,
Myron, shut the fuck up. Stop strawmanning me right now and respond to the fucking question, you bitch. Seriously.
Hold on. I don't know what this creature is, so I don't want to come off as misogynistic. I don't know if your name is Tom or Tommy, but the point is you're being a fucking retard right now, and someone needs to tell you this. And this, quite frankly, is exactly why trannies shouldn't have guns. You're fucking insane.
Oh my god.
And you guys don't live in reality. If I ask
I'm
you
not
right
the
now,
one who can't respond to a question, so.
yeah, well, no. It's just like you're purposely being dense for no reason.
No, not at all.
You're telling me I need a study on women being dissatisfied with dating.
No,
It's
I'm
been
asking where
shown
you're getting your
all
numbers
over
from
the place.
because you're just throwing like
And
60%
more-
out here and you're
most
like, oh, the
women-
majority of
and
women
more-
are unhappy.
I just
Where are you
gave
getting that from?
I just gave you dating and mating relationship statistics just now.
No, from where? From your own experience?
Marriage
Is that
rates
from you
are
being
down.
at the bar and overhearing this chick at the bar? Like, what are you talking about?
Marriage rates are down. Divorce rates are down. Bridal companies are shutting down. David's Bridal shut down. Okay, like the entire marriage economy has been dying.
Probably because
for
the actual
years.
economy is failing. Yeah, what the fuck?
See, I give him a fact, then he goes ahead and moves the goalpost again. I'm giving you
No, I'm not
statistics.
moving any goalposts.
All right, man. This guy, it's like you can't win. Even if you tell him the truth, it's like
I use
whatever.
she/they pronouns and I identify as non-binary. Thank you.
What do you identify as?
Non-binary.
It should be non-brain. That's what it should be.
Okay.
Like someone
Go
like
ahead,
this is
insult me.
just
You
Looney
can insult
Tunes.
me if you want. That does not matter to me.
No.
I'm purely
Like
factual.
here's the
wait,
thing.
I'm
Look,
still talking.
Here's
here.
the problem.
This is very interesting.
Let
to
me ask you this: how many genders are there?
As many as you want. there to be,
No,
honey.
and that's the beauty. See,
why does it matter to you?
It's
Aren't
very
you
difficult to
straight?
debate these people because they don't live in fucking reality. So if you don't live in reality, we can't even have a foundation
Gender
to
is
have a
a
real
social
argument.
construct, honey.
Gender is a social construct?
Yes.
Okay, were you born? Well, I'm gonna assume you're probably born with a dick, right?
You have no idea what's in my pants.
Yeah, dude. This
He
is
did not ask a question. He said, "I'm assuming."
These guys don't
you
live
were
in
born with a
reality.
dick."
These
He
guys-
said, "I'm assuming you were born with a dick." That was not a question.
okay. These guys don't live in reality. So, and this is the problem: is that since you don't live in reality, if you can't even identify how many genders there are, we can't even have a more complex conversation on more nuanced topics because we don't even have a foundation of reality here.
Because wait, so just to be
And
clear,
this is why,
wait,
quite
wait, hold
frankly,
on. Don't
to
talk
be
over
very
me.
candid,
Don't talk over
this-
me.
this
Hold
isn't
on.
your
no,
show.
No, please wait.
To be
You've
very
been talking
candid,
too much. Hold
this
the
isn't
fuck
your
up.
show.
No, hold the
This
fuck
isn't
up.
your show.
I don't give a fuck. Hold the
Okay.
fuck up.
Okay.
Myron,
Anyway,
shut the
this
fuck
is
up.
precisely why trannies should not have guns. This is precisely why they're mentally insane. They don't live in objective reality. They don't understand how the world works. To them, the sky is green when it's clearly
Hello?
blue. So it's just ridiculous.
Yo, you can't. Did they turn off the mic?
No, mic is still on. We can hear you. Well, let's get ready to
I'm
get the
glad-
next person
okay,
on.
look,
I'll give
I'm
you the
glad-
last word. Go ahead. I'll give you the last word.
Stop
Guys, let him-
talking over me.
Let him say what
I'm
he
gonna
wants to
keep
say,
talking
guys.
over you.
Let him-
You're
let
gonna
him
do
ta-
it to me. I'm gonna do it to you.
I'm saying.
No, literally, shut the fuck up.
Say what you gotta
no,
say.
shut the fuck up. I mean, this isn't even a debate because you're not responding to the questions. You still did not answer how women are intellectually inferior, which was the first 4 times I asked. So,
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Most geniuses are men.
misogynistic piece of
The
shit.
world was created by men. That's why they're intellectually superior. There you go. All the evidence is around you. Most geniuses are men. Everything is created by men. There you go. And if you look around, literally, I'm proving my point. But this is the issue, man. Like, and oh man, yeah. Every time I talk to a tranny, it just makes me say even more so. Like, these guys can't have guns, bro. They're fucking crazy. Like, if they can't even identify how many genders we have, like, what? They don't live in reality. It's like, to them, it's like fucking Looney Tunes.
Yo, I'm not trans though.
No, not you. I'm talking about the other guy or girl or whatever that thing was. But anyway, what's your question or debate topic?
All right, bro. I'm gonna need your best professional, political, analytical, like mindset on this, bro. All right. You promise me that?
This guy smoked the fucking blunt before getting on here.
Nah, bro.
Holy shit, this guy is
Nah,
cooked.
all right.
Bro has sunglasses on at night, man.
All right, chill. All right. You're 1 inch in an ICE officer, and an ICE officer is 1 inch in you. Which way are you moving? And you can't say neither, or else your whole fucking family is deported.
There. What is a one? He's 1 inching?
No. You're 1 inch into an ICE officer, and an ICE officer is 1 inch into you. Is the scenario?
What?
Like you're fucking, bro.
Yeah, let's go to the next person. Next person.
Whole family's deported, yo.
Guys, let's try to have like above 50 IQ conversations, please. No more high or drunk people. Hi, what's up?
Hi. I want to ask, do you know the basic debate structure? And you know what a debate is?
Sure. What do you want to? What's your point here?
Okay. Then here, I want you to explain your point for ICE did nothing wrong. Explain your reasoning.
Overall, or were we talking about good specifically?
I would talk about good specifically because I actually want to have a dialogue.
Okay. She was there impeding a ICE operation, which is illegal. Officers came up to her, gave her a lawful command to step out the car. She disobeyed, backed up the car. One of the ICE officers drew their gun. They gave more lawful commands. She drove towards him. Whether she moved her wheel in a certain way and didn't try to hit him or not isn't really relevant. What is relevant is that she drove the car towards him, which can be interpreted as utilizing deadly force. He reciprocated in self-defense with deadly force, and he stopped the threat.
Fair enough. Okay, so can we agree that ICE follows under the DOJ projects as a law enforcement?
No, because they're under the Department of Homeland Security, but they follow the Constitution when it comes to, use of force.
Yes. But did you know that the Department of Homeland Security actually follows the same legal precedents of DOJ, specifically when it comes to actually enforcing their laws?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what's your...
My point
Because
is...
policy and law are two different things, so that's why I want to make sure...
Yeah. So I prepared something because I may not be a former policeman, but I'm training to be a lawyer. So how about this? So... How about this? So can we agree that ICE agents generally have to follow the law and the Constitution?
Yep.
Okay. So we want to specifically follow under, say, ICE was started through the Immigration and Nationality Act. True?
No, they're started with the Department of Homeland Security Act, 2003.
Yeah.
But they enforced the INA.
Yeah, exactly. They were basically supported through the INA.
They enforced the INA.
They were actually...
And for those of you that are wondering, Immigration Nationality Act is
Mhm.
what she's referring to.
Yep. And let's say this. How about this? Under the NIA, in Section 1357, Powers of Immigration Officers and Employees, subsection G1, states that an immigration officer must carry out such function to the extent consistent with state and local law. True?
Say that again?
This is a direct quote. Immigration officers must carry out such function to the extent consistent with state and local law. That is a direct quote from the law.
Well, again, that's open to interpretation based on certain facts and circumstances. But what is your conclusion here then?
Okay, so here, let's keep going down. So basically, we're following that the legal precedent when it comes to murder and specifically police force use of a deadly weapon follows ICE, correct?
Well, it follows the law.
Yeah, and ICE is under the law.
Yep. So what's your...
Okay, so perfect. So I want to specifically talk about how when it is available or when it is all right to use deadly harm, when it's, say, for a police officer, for example, because it's the same thing. And again, you would know this.
Okay, go ahead.
The main thing is that a police officer is only able to use deadly force when they are reasonably in danger. True? Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
So here, let's go specifically. Title 1, Section 16.2 of the Justice Manual, which follows the DOJ. Again, this DOJ. And also it follows state, local, and federal law. Is said that a law enforcer is not permitted to use deadly force unless the enforcer has reasonable belief that the suspect poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury. True?
Yep.
Okay, so the conditions of that, of what they have to prove, isn't just what they think. We can't just go truly by this, but the specific law indicates that one of the limits is deadly force may not be used solely to prevent the escape of a fleeing suspect, including in a moving vehicle.
Yep.
So we agree he did not shoot the gun to stop the car. You say that?
No, he shot because she was using the car as a weapon. That's the difference.
Okay, but he's specifically using
Two crimes could be committed at the same time.
Yes.
So the car has a dual purpose because it's not just it's being used to escape while simultaneously also being used as a weapon. Since it got used as a weapon, that's what justified him using deadly force. Now, here's the thing you got to understand, because I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to go on a technicality, whatever. Let's make this very simple for the audience.
Well, because facts don't care about your feelings, apparently.
Well, I'm going to give you right now. I'm going to give you the facts. You mentioned imminency. The car was coming at him. Imminent danger. Deadly weapon. He has his gun. Car versus gun. Proportionate. Another part of it as well. Also, law enforcement officers don't have a duty to retreat, according to the state, like the state of Minnesota mandates for other situations. Law enforcement a lot of times actually has to escalate to go ahead and be able to do their job appropriately. So again, they gave her lawful commands. He had his gun out. She drove towards him. A reasonable person, because that's what he's going to be judged on, not 20/20 hindsight like you're trying to do right now. A reasonable person would see a car coming at them after they've been told to stop and get out. That not only is she trying to run away, she's trying to run me over, which she actually did do, and he did get hit in the process, but he was able to move out the way while simultaneously shooting and defending himself. This is very simple, open shut, self-defense. The car is a deadly weapon, whether you want to accept it or not. It is what it is. The real reason, though, why everyone is bitching is because it was a woman, right? And people say, oh my God, he killed an innocent woman. But the reality is she was committing a crime. She committed a felony, and she tried to run him over in the process. And the car was a deadly weapon.
Yes, and I can see that. Again, I'm not here to talk specifically about the legality of Renee Good. And
that's what I'm arguing. What are you arguing then? I thought we were talking about facts, not feelings.
I'm talking about Jonathan Ross's action, who is the officer that shot her.
Okay. He was justified.
No, actually, because again, according to the DOJ, which has been admitted and thoroughly reviewed by this presidency and the federal bureaucracy, so it's still by their law, specifically firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles, true, but a person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle. And the specific goes, or the vehicle is operated in a manner that threatens to cause death. Is that true? Okay.
The vehicle is being operated in a manner to cause damage or death, yes.
Okay.
So that
Have you watched
justifies
the
him.
videos?
A car is looked at as a deadly weapon.
Have you watched the videos, specifically of Jonathan Ross's phone?
Yes, I saw him get hit. You can literally hear the wind get knocked out of him when he gets hit. He's surprised when she drives.
Did you see what happened before?
He was walking around recording the car.
Yes. No, and in that video, you can see Renee Nicole Good say, I am not mad at you, smiling with her right hand on the wheel
She was being sarcastic.
and her left hand out.
She was being sarcastic. Anyone with half a brain knows that she was being sarcastic.
But it's still, they don't know. Again, if we're going to be reasonable, you want to say this. Again, it was clear that her hands were in view. It's clear she didn't have a weapon readily available to her that she could instantly grab.
What part of the car is the weapon do you not understand?
No, because here, I'm going to get to that. Because the thing is about a moving vehicle, there has to be a reasonable obstruction of being able to move out of the way in a defensive manner. That is actually another subsection of when you can use, you say, self-defense. So there had to be a manner in which...
Police don't have a duty to retreat.
No, they have a duty to protect themselves, actually.
They don't have a duty to retreat. They don't have this is what you're not getting. It's funny that you're mentioning the DOJ and you're mentioning how he allegedly broke laws of the DOJ. If that's the case, why hasn't the AUSA's office prosecuted him? This would be a slam dunk for them, right? This would be awesome. Let's go ahead and go after
They're
a federal
working on
agent.
it right now, actually.
No, he's not going to get indicted. As a matter of fact, a bunch of AUSAs resigned because they're progressives and they're mad that he's not going to get charged.
Okay.
So you're wrong once again. Anybody else?
No, I'm not wrong, actually, because I
You are.
haven't gotten to there. No.
She got cooked all over the place.
Finished? Okay, so it's specifically, again, the moving out of danger. If you see the video, he has about 2 to 3 space from where the car is, where he is, and where the road is. So there's a reasonable doubt that he was able to go back and actually move out of the way. So he has the ability to defend himself, and he specifically stayed in the way of the car, which, again, you can see for 2 straight seconds, you can see her start to move and turn the wheel to the right. Stop. She backs up first away from him. He steps forward. You can see 2 whole seconds of her fully turning the wheel away from him, and then she moves. There is an incredible amount of evidence that he has saw it because of the video. So he has he has reason to see that she wasn't planning on hitting him because she was literally moving out of the way. So I'm saying his use of deadly force was not self-defense. It was truly a case of just, for me, idiocracy.
And this is why women should never be in positions of power. Holy shit. See, because here's the thing that she doesn't understand. He's not going to sit there, right?
Also-
Like this is what you need to get, right? Like as someone who's worked in law enforcement, anyone that's been military, law enforcement, anyone that understands using firearms and self-defense and using deadly force, he's not going to sit there and be like, okay, she turned the wheel 7 degrees to the right here. It probably
wasn't
won't hit
7,
me.
it was a
Let
full
me go ahead.
180.
Let me go ahead and just get out the way this much and I won't. No. They gave her lawful commands. She didn't comply. She backs up
Watch
the car.
the video.
She backs up the car. They still are giving her lawful commands. Gun is out. A reasonable person at that point would be like, okay, she's going to stop. No, she guns it towards him. Now, I see what you're saying. She spun the wheel this way. She might have not been intending to hit him. That doesn't matter. What matters is, did he behave reasonably given the facts and circumstances when he pulled that trigger? And a lot of people put in that situation would probably pull the trigger. That's what determines the reasonableness. I guarantee if you were in that situation and you were in front of her like that and you gave her lawful commands and you had the gun out and she started going at you, you'd fucking shoot. And you know
I
what's
wouldn't
funny?
use a
Women
deadly
almost
force. I would
always
use other
force
ways.
more than men do.
Or at least
when
you'd
they're
shoot the
cops.
car. You wouldn't shoot her. You'd shoot the tire to stop her. Again, there's a way to do it. And also, again, I don't
Okay,
even know why
so
I debated you,
law
because if you don't
enforcement-
view
because
me
you-
as a human
okay,
being,
as
then
a-
you know what? I hope you get no pussy for the rest of your life, and I bet your dick is a carrot.
Yeah.
God bless. Fuck you.
This is why we got to keep these women in the kitchen. This is why they got to be in the kitchen. Ridiculous. See, like she's arguing on feelings, and she doesn't understand that reasonableness is not based on 20/20 hindsight like she's trying to do, talking about the wheel, whatever. And here's another thing, too, also that people need to understand. If you're in front of a car, can you see how fucking far the wheel turned? A lot of times you can't. Can't see the wheel well. So, like, all you see is just the car going like this if you're standing directly in front of it. So, people are crazy, dude. People are crazy. If anybody hires her as a lawyer, you're cooked, bro. You're going to go to jail. Just take the plea deal, man. Just bro, you just take the plea deal, man. All right, what's up?
I'm just asking for your opinion on the Israel versus Palestine conflict.
Okay. Israel is a pariah state. We need to stop giving them aid and support. Zionism has created a lot of problems. I don't want any more foreign wars. We're on the brink right now, potentially getting into a conflict with Iran because of Israel. And Jews have too much power in America.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yo, what up, Myron?
Yo.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I just got out of class a second ago, so I kind of want to revisit something I heard you were talking about. You were,
Okay.
I believe you were talking about if the degree that being fat is a choice.
Being fat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about that?
Well, I didn't really mention being fat, but I do think being fat is a choice, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, I wanna emphasize I'm a big fan of like empirical evidence. You know, I'm a biochemist, sophomore year. I'd like to also say I probably have some qualifications. You know, 4-year, I'd consider myself an advanced lifter. So, my question is, to what degree do you think that being fat is a choice? Like percent, let's say.
Well, I mean, if you decide to order pizza and then put the pizza in your mouth, I would say that's a choice. And then if you choose to do
True.
that over and over, that's a choice. Then if you decide to not exercise after the fact, that's a choice. If you decide to not drink water and drink beer instead, that's a choice. If you decide to not eat vegetables and eat candy instead, that's a choice. So yeah, being a fat ass is completely a choice, and it's unacceptable.
All right, so as a baseline, I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
Fair.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. But I also just kind of wanted you to acknowledge that there can exist other factors, like third variables, that have an influence on that, and I will elaborate. So we have a
Well, not everybody's going to have the same metabolic capacity. We understand some people have a higher, resting metabolism. But the reality is, it's like, for some people, it might be harder to lose weight, but it's still a choice no matter what.
I agree with that. What I wanted to come here and say, though, there's a ton of study on our total daily energy expenditure, right? It's divided into like TAE, which is basically thermodynamic effect when you're eating. Yep. We have EAT, which is your actual exercise, activity thermogenesis. Yep. NEAT, which is like your fidgeting, walking.
Non-exercising, yep.
Yeah, and then we also have our BMI, which is...
BMR, basal metabolic rate, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or BMR, sorry.
BMR, yep.
And we definitely can impact that, but that's lesser to a degree of our choice. But as like fruitful as all of those sciences are in the biomedical field, as valuable as that information is, I think it's equally as scientific and important to recognize other studies like anthropology and one's like socioeconomic status as a bearing onto their ability to like lose some pounds, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing. If we're going to bring in socioeconomic status, like being poor is a choice too.
To an extent. I think
it's absolutely a choice.
Everything in this world is black or white, or not everything. I'm in gray area, and I think it's wrong to portray it as either black or white. And there's always extraneous circumstances for any argument you make, and that's why I wanted to highlight the matter of anthropology.
I disagree with that. I think that's a bunch of faggotry. I think if you're gonna, I think being poor is absolutely a choice. I know a lot of people make excuses for, I'm black, bro, systemic racism, man. Or I'm a woman, I can't get ahead. It's like, no, dude, you like in America, like if you work really hard, you can absolutely make something of yourself. There's a reason why people immigrate here. There's a reason why this is called the land of opportunity. Our capitalistic society is set it up where it's a meritocracy-based system, and if you work really hard, you can overcome stuff. I mean, there's plenty of retards that could barely read that are multimillionaires. You know what I mean? So you look at like Floyd Mayweather and Kai Cenat, these guys can't even read a page from Cat in a Hat, but they're fucking multimillionaires. They're retards, and they made it. So there's ways. I truly do think being poor is a choice.
All right, now you did list some pretty good like anecdotal examples.
Sure.
But as a bottom line, I'd like to also highlight some other like third variables. Like, are you familiar with gerrymandering?
What's that?
So basically, congressmen are responsible for the district lining in states. And the way our voting system works is if a state receives a majority district, let's say the Republican majority, then all of the state's electoral votes are going to be conceded to the Republicans. That being said, yeah, that's how voting works. We'll get there, bro. Basically, there's two strategies in gerrymandering: packing and cracking. Yeah, cracking. And then packing refers to placing all of someone in a marginalized community, like let's say all your black people of a state, into a particular district. They might win that district over 1 out of the 13, but in the end, they still lose the 12 other districts, and in the end, all of the electoral votes are conceded to their opposition political party, effectively stripping them of their political voice and legitimacy. What's your opinion on that?
Well, whoever's in office doesn't dictate if you're poor or not.
The congressmen definitely have a bearing on whether or not you stay in some of these gerrymandered districts because they are responsible for making the lining.
Yeah, but a lot of successful people don't even know who their congressman is or care.
There's a lot of successful people. That's true, but that's not that doesn't disprove my point. That's anecdotal evidence. That's a counterexample.
What I'm saying is that the people that are in office don't dictate how hard you work. Now, for some people, that might mean you might need to work harder than others. Some people are naturally gifted, some others aren't. But whoever's in office as your congressman does not, or even your president, like they're not going to hold you back from success to the same degree that you're going to hold yourself back. I think, and this is a problem, is like we're very comfortable with blaming, external factors that a lot of times are out of our control as to why we're not successful. And that is why we have so many of the problems that we have. I think people need to bear a bit more accountability and responsibility to themselves. Where if you're poor, it's really your choice. That you made bad financial decisions, you didn't learn a skill. You can't blame the government for everything.
Okay, I could understand that to an extent, but that is mostly referring to the people that are of legal age, above 18, that have that sort of proactivity and a locus of control where they can actually enact that change to make their lives better. Correct?
Okay, so now you're saying it's only for adults, like?
I'm getting there. I just wanted to see that you were on the same page. No, that's not what I'm saying though. All right, so picture yourself. You're born. You're a wee little jit, right? You're like 10 years old. Your mom is feeding you off of.
So your argument is you don't think being poor is a choice.
I'm arguing that it's.
You can be born poor. Let me be clear about this. You could be born poor. You could come in from a poor family, but staying poor is absolutely a choice.
All right, that can be argued, but I kind of want to focus on the aspect of fatness.
I grew up poor. I remember waking up and trying to get cereal, and there was like cockroaches in the cereal bag. I remember milk going bad. I remember like not being able to afford clothes. Like I remember all of that stuff. And you can only do so much when you're a kid. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But once you become an adult, at some point you have to bear responsibility for your life circumstances. And if you're broke still and you're like in your 20s or you're out of your parents' house, like what are you doing? Like, or if you're not working towards something. You don't have to be rich now, but you can't blame a poor upbringing on poor behavior later on.
Okay, that's fair. But
let's get to the next person because I know, completely off topic and
can I get like 20 seconds max?
This guy.
All right. So when you're a kid, your formative eating habits are mainly dictated by your parents and what they give you. And if you're like 10 years old and you're giving your cereal all these like processed ass foods like cereal and shit like that, that's going to set them up wrong. That's going to be the determining factor of why they're obese later in life. And I agree that that's their choice. But until they're 18, that's realistically and epigenetically a result of their parents' decision onto them. Do you agree with that?
Okay, and then they can change, or they could stay a fat ass.
They can. I agree with that. They do have the propensity to change. They do have the propensity to be a fat ass. But habits are break to change. They're hard to change as human.
Okay. All right. All right. Thanks again, Beans. Appreciate you, my friend. And guys, let's focus on disagreements or whatever, or if you guys want to talk ICE or anything else.
What's up, Myron? I appreciate you coming out here. I wanted to ask about your opinion on the capture of Maduro and if it was justified or not.
I'm not a fan of it. There's a bunch of reasons why we did it, but to keep it simple and not put people to sleep here, I'm not a fan of invading a country, capturing their leader, using a drug trafficking warrant as an excuse to do so, when there's other real reasons why they did it that are have to deal with the economy and reserve currency status, petrodollar, all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of it in general because in the short term we will benefit, but I think in the long term this is going to bite us in the ass when it comes to foreign relations and our standing in the international community in a ever-growing multipolar world.
Do you think that's kind of like pushing forward, a regime change in Iran or like a conflict there?
Yeah, I mean that was a part of the strategy. I know Netanyahu was very happy with the capture of Maduro. Maduro never recognized Israel as a state. He wasn't really a fan of Zionism. He understood the Palestinians' plight. So yeah, for them they're like, yeah, get this guy out of here. So they're happy about it. But yeah.
Sure. I just had another quick question about Fresh. I was wondering, like, is he a co-host or is he like an example like on your show?
Oh, he's a co-host.
It's not like an example of like what not to do.
Oh my God. Nah, man, he's the co-host, bro.
All right, I love you, Myron.
All right, thanks, man.
Hey, Myron.
Bro, just waiting for that, huh? First the homie, man. All right, what's up?
Hey, Myron, how are you? How you doing?
Good. What's up? What's your disagreement?
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just thankful to be here and thankful for the things that you taught me and everything. If you don't know me, I'm MJ. Just saying that my name's MJ. I just want to say thank you for teaching me about politics. Thank you for teaching me about women, how useless women are. Thank you. They really are useless. Thank you for about the gym and everything. And just about the weight that you me and you spoke about on the weight classes and everything. I tried to gain 160 and I just couldn't. Last time I tried to like eat a lot and what happened was I threw up and then my mom beat the shit out of me because I was like
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
But no, man, I appreciate that, bro. You know, look, I'm not here to get guys to hate women. My job is to get you guys to understand women so that you don't hate them, right? I think one of the biggest mistakes that young men make, and men in general, is they look at women as an equal. And when you look at someone as an equal, you hold them to equal standards of yourself. And when you do that, what ends up happening is you're going to always be disappointed because, unfortunately, women are not looking for an equal, even though they say that they are. They're looking for a superior. This is why women in general overwhelmingly prefer a man that's taller, makes more money, has more status. Like, women are not looking for an equal. They're looking for a leader. So I think if guys go into relationships with that mindset where I have to be the leader, I need to be the superior individual, they won't be as disappointed and won't be as mad. A lot of the frustration that men deal with women comes from them holding them to a masculine burden of performance. And it, simply put, that's not what's going to happen when it comes to women. They always reserve the right to get the best guy that they want. So you got to rise up to that occasion. But anything else, bro? And then we'll go to the next person just because I want to.
This is one thing, that's it. Just thank you for helping me not being a simp again. I was a simp before, you know. I was a simp before, but since watching you and everything, you know, thank you.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to help. And don't worry, we'll take pictures after. What's up, man?
Hey, Myron, I met you earlier.
Good to see you again, yeah. I remember. You're the only nigga here, bro, so I knew what time it was right away.
Okay, my question is...
It's like me and you only. Are there anybody? Yeah, it's just us.
Dang, it is just us. Okay,
Yeah.
my question is, why do you tell men that they should sleep with 50 women before settling down, even though that shows that it reports lower long-term marital satisfaction and it weakens your ability to pair bond if you sleep with 50 women?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. So that is a part of a 5-part thing that I say. So I think for men, right, in today's day and age, number one, I don't think marriage is set up for men to win. I think it's a losing deal for a majority of men, unfortunately. So if guys do want to get married, I always say you should have 5 things in place. 1, make 6 figures per year, at least, so that you can actually have a family. Number 2, have 6 months to 1 year of savings. Number 3, be in shape. Number 4, be 35 years old. Actually, a new study just came out saying men that are 35 and older when they get married have longer lasting marriages. Recently just came out. And then the 5th one is 50 women. Now, the reason why I tell guys to have 50 women isn't so that you could be a whore and just run around. It's so that you can kind of knock the luster off of females. The problem is that a lot of guys pedestalize women and sexuality from women, and they'll do stupid shit to get said sexuality. So I just want guys to be in a position where sex isn't novel to them, where they're doing stupid stuff and going, jumping through hoops to get it. Because a lot of guys will simp and put themselves in extremely compromising situations and be with women that have glaring red flags and overlook these red flags because of their dick. So I just don't want guys to be controlled by their dick. And typically, the more women that you've dealt with, the more you're able to notice red flags, the more you're able to not pedestalize them, the more you're able to understand how they really move. And that's really what it comes down to. So I just want guys to go in to a marriage, if they do decide to do it, from a position where your wife can't tell you some dumb shit like go take out the trash or else you're not going to get any sex. And then your dumb ass like, okay, I will. Like you need to get into a point where you have the wherewithal to know how to deal with her properly. And I would say if you have those 5 things in place, 100K per year, if not more, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in shape, 35 years old, 50 women, you're going to be a higher level guy where a lot of women will submit to you, because women can only submit to men that they feel are superior to them. Now, this is an ugly truth that none of them want to admit, right? And obviously academia will never want you guys to hear this because it's considered misogynistic and fucked up. But these are the ugly realities about female nature and the mating practice. It's just that we've modernized so much that we don't like to tell these ugly truths because we want women to not feel bad. But this is the truth.
A lot more sense than I thought it was going to make. I also want to know, why are you anti-monogamy?
It's not that I'm anti-monogamy. I'm anti-men not making choices. So most guys are monogamous by choice. Now, let's say you're a religious guy, you figured out women, you got your money together, whatever, and you say, you know what, I'm with this woman, I want to be monogamous to her. This is my choice. Fine, I'm cool with that. My problem is when guys come in, happy wife, happy life. I'm here with the old ball and chain. Like, yeah, I got to do what she says. She's the boss. Like, that's a bunch of faggotry. Like, anyone that does that shit is literally a cuck. It should always be your woman follows you, you call things, and you always reserve the right to, if you want to get other chicks, you can. Now, if guys want to be monogamous, cool. That's fine. But here's the ugliest thing that most people will not tell you about women. Women only respect men that can replace them. It's always been that way. They find men attractive that have status and have other women. Matter, we're here on the college campus, right? Who gets all the bitches, guys? The athletes and the frat boys probably, right? Well, you guys get the dudes maybe, the weirdos in the alley somewhere, but I would say like the heterosexual men that get all the women are athletes and the frat guys. And the reason why is because they have status on campus and other women want them. Here's another controversial take. Women are stupid, okay? And they can't make their own mating decisions. And I'll explain what I mean by this. And this kind of answers this question too from before when I talk about women making their decisions. When women make mating selections, it's heavily based on other factors that don't have to do with what she actually thinks. I'll explain. If a guy walks into a room by himself, okay, it's a dude. If a dude walks into a room with one girl, oh, he has a girlfriend. If a dude walks in with 2 girls, 3 girls, etc., now I want to get to know this guy. What's going on here? What's the story? And the fact that he has these women around him is what's called pre-selection and increases his status. Now, he's going to be more attractive to that woman because she sees other women there. Now, here's the difference. Men, we're not like that. If we see a hot bitch or even an ugly bitch, right, we don't need to ask our friend, hey, do you think she's hot? No, some of you guys might take the fat bitch, the whale, and go out the back door and not let anybody see you. But women don't operate that way. For them, they need social proof that you're worthy. So their sexual decisions and their mating decisions are heavily influenced by society. Meanwhile, for us, we don't need that. If we like the girl, we like the girl. So that's another thing to play and why it's so important for guys to understand this stuff.
Okay, you said women are stupid. Do you not think that that's kind of a reach? Like a little bit of a reach? Or do you actually think that all women are stupid? Or are you saying most women you know are stupid? Like
a majority of women are retarded.
Okay. You think a majority of men are not retarded or we're smart?
A majority of men are retarded too, but the difference is, here's the thing. Here's the difference. Men that are retarded are penalized for it. Women that are retarded are not.
So you think people in general are usually retarded?
They are, but women don't pay the consequence for being retarded.
Okay, that's actually kind of a fair point. Okay.
Yeah, like.
All right. Thank you, Myron.
No worries. Yeah, bro. There's like you could have 50 IQ as a bitch and get like a multimillionaire. If you got a 50 IQ as a guy, you're cooked, bro. Like, you know.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
So my question's about your media presence in general.
My media presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty clear, like with events like this and on Instagram and your podcast, you've got people in line telling people, you got your workers in line telling people to like ask controversial questions. It's pretty clear that you're trying to like respond with controversial topics and get a lot of views from this.
I didn't even know that somebody's saying ask controversial. That's not us.
But my question is, when you're spreading these things, it's fine for you to have a business like that, but do you, like, first of all, do you think that events like this, spreading misinformation, actually has a real-world effect?
Okay, what misinformation?
Like, for example, that you're a Holocaust denier, and you wear those shirts that say, let them cook, like you're promoting anti-Semitic propaganda, neo-Nazi propaganda, like that has real-world effects.
Okay.
Do you care about that at all? And if you don't, why?
Okay, so number one, boom. And then number two, when it comes to the Holocaust, here's the thing, and I've been very explicit about this, but I'll say it again. I don't deny the Holocaust. I just don't believe the official narrative that they presented.
The 6 million.
Yeah, I don't believe
but
that.
It's one of the most documented events in history. You can actually do your own research and find that it's 6 million.
Okay.
But you can choose not to do that and spread misinformation. And then all your followers on Instagram, if you read the comments, like these people take this information. That guy two questions ago, like you see, like you can form the political beliefs of some of these people. This has real world consequences that you just seem not to care about.
Okay, let me ask you this. So, you said that it's a widely documented event and it happened, whatever. I'm not denying that it occurred, but what I will say is this, because I don't believe the official narrative. Israel just got done doing a genocide. We witnessed for 2 years bombing all over Gaza, tens of thousands of people being killed, children, innocent people, etc. Every human rights organization has come out and said that it's a genocide officially, right? According to the definition. What do all the Zionists do? What do all these Jews come out and say? Oh, it wasn't a genocide. It wasn't a genocide. Well, we have 4K evidence that it was a genocide. We literally saw the kids getting blown up, but they deny it. So my thing is this. If they can openly deny a genocide that we all witnessed in 4K, what makes you think they won't lie about an event that occurred back in the 1940s with limited video footage, with limited evidence, right? Besides paper evidence that they said that they found after the war, by the way. And then the other thing you also need to understand is that the Holocaust is a very lucrative business model as well as a victimhood magnet. It allows them to monetize through museums, through tours, through books, through movies. It allows them to have a perpetual victim narrative, a perpetual victim status. So anytime someone questions them or criticizes them, they say, oh, my Holocaust. And they go ahead and say, I'm a Jew, I'm being persecuted. The reality is that if you're going to go ahead and deny a genocide, and we just witnessed that in 4K, what won't you lie about with other things, especially when the Holocaust is a pivotal part of your identity from which you draw so many benefits?
What I would say that's important in all of this is finding credible documentation, and that's exactly what they have for the Holocaust. They have the Nazi Germany's own records of the war that were kept in U.S. archives after the war, and like these are credible documents. That's what history is, looking at credible documents. Then when you look at Gaza, a lot of the information that's coming out is not credible. When you look at a lot of, it's true. When you look at a lot of the reports from, like, there's UN agencies.
Let me say this.
Can I finish real quick?
If you can, and that's fine. If you could go ahead and deny the Gaza genocide, well, I'm going to deny the 6 million figure, and we can both go ahead and have our
But
disagreements.
I'm saying there's real reason to deny the Gaza genocide, and it's much more popular to
Are you
deny.
Jewish?
I am Jewish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I mean, okay, that's an ad hominem. Like,
No, it
you
makes
don't
sense.
have
Like,
a
I
real
mean,
argument there.
You're
And I'm
coming here
saying-
pushing the Hasbara.
What I'm saying is that there's information coming out of Gaza that's biased and propaganda for Hamas, and you can choose to believe that, but there's real unbiased evidence for the Holocaust that you choose to deny, and that forms
these
the political
organizations
beliefs
that
of
identify
people,
as
and
a
this
genocide
actually
are not
matters.
Hamas.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise in the U.S., and you play a part in that.
Okay.
And you seem not to care.
Here's the thing. Anti-Semitism is on the rise because of bad Jewish behavior. That's not me. I'm not the one that decided to carpet bomb a bunch of
do
innocent
play a part
people
in that.
and say it's self-defense. I'm just reporting the facts, and then how people respond to that is what it is. And the thing is that, see, you guys don't want to take accountability for conducting a genocide, and I find it also interesting how you're saying, oh, well, this is all Hamas propaganda. Dude, we're talking about Human Rights Watch, B'Tselem, which is an Israeli organization. They're even labeling it a genocide. Many Israeli scholars, many Jewish scholars have come out and called it a genocide.
There's also Muslim scholars that are saying that it's not a genocide. Like, that goes both ways.
Like who?
I don't have them off the top
Exactly.
of my head.
So, yeah, like, dude, and the other thing is we have genocide experts that are coming out and saying that this is a genocide. So my thing is this.
Can I say something in response to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said there are institutions saying this, but the UN institution that called this a genocide, the UN's report that they get information on the genocide about, the 3 leaders of that have long anti-Semitic histories. There is bias in the media, and there is propaganda against Jews in all of this. Like,
okay, you guys
and
call
people can
everyone an
deny that.
anti-Semite, so I don't
No,
even
I'm
take
not
that
calling
seriously.
everyone
Because
anti-Semitic.
you said they have anti-Semitic histories. Translation, we call out bad Jewish behavior. Like, the thing is, like, Jews don't like being called out on their bullshit. They just don't, because then you guys want to call it anti-Semitism. Look, I call out every group. I talk about blacks. I talk about Muslims. They do dumb shit. I talk about every group of people. White people, white women, everybody. And my thing is, like, there's just this one group that will cancel you, shut it down, call you an anti-Semite, try to ruin your career, etc. When you say things that are true, right? You guys literally just got done doing a genocide. You guys are doing a whole bunch of wars across the Middle East, and then a genocide that the Holocaust, which you're talking about, to kill 6 million people in that period of time in the way that you guys allege that you killed them just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. There weren't enough ovens for the cookies,
when you
bro.
reference,
there weren't enough ovens for the cookies, man.
Thing.
Like, there just weren't.
You say that, but you can look at the actual documentation. Only 2.7 million people died in that
from the
way.
Nuremberg trials, which were a fucking witch hunt.
There's
From like
3.3
the
from other
documents
ways. You
that the
gotta look
Allies
into the whole
found.
story.
From the documents that the Allies found, where they were like, "Oh yeah, these are meticulous Nazi records," and we know that the Russians were there first, and they had their issues, and they forged some of the stuff.
Is lying.
It's not that. I'm just saying it just doesn't make sense that it would be conducted in the manner that they allege it was conducted and with the figures that they allege were done. I'm not denying that it happened. I'm saying that I'm questioning the numbers and some of the facts and circumstances behind how it happened. That's a big difference.
See, all right, I don't want to take too much more time, but you can question. Oh, sorry.
And the reason why you guys have been able to use this fable for so long is because questioning the Holocaust or questioning Jewish power or world Jewry has always been a frowned upon topic and can get your career destroyed. So you guys have been able to enjoy no one being able to criticize you about it until we witnessed the genocide that occurred that started in 2023. Now we can criticize Jewish power.
My last statement is that you can question it, but when you put online that your questions are your firm beliefs, your followers take that and make that their actual beliefs, and it's no longer questioning. That's their real sentiment, and it's rising in the U.S. and it has real effects.
Again, anti-Semitism is a byproduct of bad Jewish behavior. Simple as that. You guys can't kill people and not think the world's going to wake up and say what's going on here.
Israel does not represent all Jews.
Well, of course, that is true. There's a bunch of Jews that have spoken out on this thing, but a lot of most Jews are Zionists, though. The overwhelming majority of them are Zionists. Guys, let them stay. Let them stay, man. Like, we're unlike everybody else. Like, here's the thing. We are better than the left because we welcome them here to have discourse. We could disagree all day, but let him stay. He's good. It's fine.
I got more of a different question for you.
Sure.
So what do you think about the Houston Texans Super Bowl odds after watching Charlie Kirk go for 8 receptions, 144 yards, and 1 touchdown, according to Stephen A. Smith?
I don't watch sports.
Okay.
I think sports are gay.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that.
No worries.
What's up, Myron? How you doing?
Yo.
Nice to see you.
Someone yelling in the back or something? It's another tranny? That's the same one?
Funny
Hey,
enough.
Chucky, come to the mic if you want. Chucky, come to the mic. I know you're mad about the kitchen joke. It's okay. You can go to the garage. Well, hey, well, I think she's mad because I misgendered her. I said, hey, like, be in the kitchen. I should have said be in the garage.
Be in the garage.
But that's fine. Like,
All right. Hey, Myron, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up?
Good.
If Chucky comes back, let him know, or her, or whatever it is.
Down the similar vein of.
Oh, okay. What's up, man?
Down the similar vein of transgender violence and aggression, I wanted to give you the opportunity to finish the question that Charlie Kirk was, unfortunately assassinated on. So, in terms of mass shooting, what do you believe the percentage of mass shooting was done by transgenders in the last 10 years? Like, how many would you say there were?
I don't know that exact statistic.
Right.
You tell me.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what percentage exactly. I do know that some of the most prominent ones recently, within the last couple of years, were done by transgenders. Now, when I say that I don't think transgenders should have guns, there's a legal basis for this, and I'll quickly explain.
All right.
So, in the United States, right, and I know this from working with the ATF so closely, under 18 U.S.C. 922, having a gun is prohibited by certain prohibited persons, right? There's 9 classes. I don't know if I can name all of them off the top of my head right now, but I'll try. Convicted felons, someone that renounces their U.S. citizenship, a dishonorable discharge, mentally defective people, or committed to an institution, someone that's been convicted of a crime of misdemeanor violence with the Lautenberg Act, a fugitive from justice, and there's a couple others I just can't remember. Illegal aliens. There's like 1 or 2 more. What was that? Say what? Yes, yeah, that goes into the Lautenberg one. Yes, being under a protection order or crime of misdemeanor violence. Yes. So all of these different things. I think with transgenders, a lot of them fall in the category of, damn near being put into a mental institution or being mentally unstable. Oh, and drug users also. Drug users are considered prohibited people and can't have a gun.
They're on a lot of like SSRIs, a lot of mental medication.
Yeah, because I mean, like, look. They are 100% within their prerogative. If they want to transition, they don't feel like they're, if they're a guy and they feel like they're a girl and vice versa, that's fine. But I think giving these people the ability to carry a weapon when they're not all the way there mentally, I think we have to have a very honest conversation here. And, I'm not for gun restriction. I'm really not. Right. But there are classes of prohibited people for a reason.
All right. Appreciate it.
No worries, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you could look that set up, let me know. Come back up to the mic. And I appreciate you coming from Chicago. Just don't get shot by the NIGs, please.
Okay, I want to debate you on Renee Good. I watched the video a couple times, and it seems like very clear-cut murder.
Okay.
First, I want to walk through like what happened, the timeline. So first, she reverses, and then she turns her wheel all the way to the right, and the cop is in front of, or the ICE agent is in front of the windshield, so he has pure vision of her turning it all the way to the right. She starts driving. The car is turning right. He takes time to put his foot down, shoot once through the windshield before jumping out, never falling. He never gets hit over. He gets hit a little bit, but he stays on his feet, and then shoots her twice more through the window. How can the second and third shot ever be justified? And why would he not just jump away initially?
So as soon as they gave her lawful commands and she did not obey those lawful commands and started driving towards him, whether the steering wheel was turned all the way to the right or not, a lot of people would interpret that as a threat. Once she became a threat, law enforcement is trained to stop the threat with lethal force. They meet lethal force with lethal force. Now, again, I want to be extremely clear about this. When it comes to use of force and everything else like that, we don't go off 20/20 hindsight and Monday morning quarterbacking, because when you're there in the thick of a moment and you're not, and you're obviously it's a life or death situation, you're not going to sit there and quickly analyze like, oh, did she turn it far enough where it won't hit me? You just are trying to get out the way and defend yourself and stop the threat. Because once she drove at him, as soon as let me be clear about this, as soon as she started driving at him, all bets are off. She basically became a threat, and now now he is allowed to stop that threat in any way he sees fit at that time, and that's why he did that.
Okay, so I think if you give a citizen with a gun and you put him in the exact same situation, 9 times out of 10 he's jumping out of the way. If you just put a citizen with a gun in that situation, 9 times out of 10 he's jumping out of the way. Why is
you said a citizen?
Yes.
Okay.
Why is the bar
big difference here? He's law enforcement.
The ICE
he has
is
zero duty to
de-escalate.
retreat. Because in Minnesota, you're right. If that was a citizen, they do have a duty to retreat to some degree. Yeah, that's more arguable. But from his perspective, he's a law enforcement officer. They gave her lawful commands. She was committing a felony. He has no duty to retreat at all.
Do you think it was very obvious to him at the time that her wheel was locked to the right because he had pure vision of it?
That's irrelevant.
Why is that relevant?
Because here's the thing. Based off of him looking at her turning the wheel, he doesn't know how her wheel is. He doesn't know the functionality of the car. He doesn't know if her turning the wheel all the way to the right is going to be able to be enough clearance for her to not hit him. Like if someone pulls a knife just this much, right? And they're coming towards you while pulling a knife just this much. Are you going to sit there and wait and see, let me see if it's long enough to actually kill me? No, you're going to fucking dump him.
He can jump out of the way. Like, why is the bar so low? How unathletic is this guy that he can't fucking jump out of the way? Like he
tried and he shot at her.
No,
at the same
he
time.
stopped, shot her. No, he shot her and jumped. He shot her and jumped.
That might be from training, because they tell you they teach you, hey, take
Until
quick
you
stance, shoot, and then he
subject.
moved out the way after he took his first shot. But dude, again, like if you're
okay, second and third shot. Why did he shoot through the window? He's safe. There's no way he can get hurt. He is to the side of her through the window. 2 shots.
he doesn't, because he's to stop the threat. Once she
stop what threat?
She's a threat. That
to
moving
who?
car.
To who?
To him and others.
He's on. They're all
to him
agents
and others. Other agents were there.
On the side.
Other people
no
were
one
there
was
as
sure
well.
right. No one was sure right.
Once you show yourself to be a threat to law enforcement where you're using a deadly weapon to them, it is reasonable, it is reasonable to assume that they will use that deadly weapon on others as well.
If the bar is so low that we can't think the ICE agent should know that she's trying to flee, very obviously, then why are these guys our agents? Like, this guy's worse than how any citizen would conduct himself.
Well, here's the thing. You don't get to break the law and commit a felony and then say, oh, like, give me the benefit of the doubt. Like, a reasonable person would say, hey, we told you to get out the car. You disobeyed. You backed up the car. He pulls out his gun. Gun is facing you. You drive towards him. And then her wife also said, just drive, go. So a reasonable person is going to be like, okay, I'm going to shoot this person because they're coming at me with a car.
A
Which
person
she
would jump
actually
out of
did.
the way of a moving car. They wouldn't shoot and jump.
Dude, your logic is basically this. Someone pulls out a knife just this much. Wait until it's all the way out and you know it's big enough to actually kill you.
Yeah, they pull out a
then
knife
you
while
shoot
running
them.
away.
No, dude, that's not common sense, reasonable force. You're not going to sit there and try to find out. If deadly force is presented towards you, whether it's imminent and a reasonable person will believe it's imminent, you can shoot. That's how it goes. That's the law.
All right.
If you want to argue morality and stuff like that, that's different. But I'm saying from a legal standpoint, he's 1,000% justified. And if he does get charged somehow, it's probably going to get thrown out because of the supremacy clause. Or if it doesn't, for some odd reason, he goes to trial, he's going to win all day.
All right. One more question.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel kind of like a bitch, like holding water for people who hate you? Like you dress up like a KKK person as though like they don't lynch people for looking just like you. Like how do you reconcile that?
I'm actually a Grand Wizard for the KKK.
Do you ever kind of feel like a cuck? Like, hey, like I'm supporting guys that fucking hate my guts, or no?
Yeah, I'm actually a Klan member. Actually, lots of Klan members watch my show. They fuck with me, yeah. A lot of white nationalists watch the show and support.
But do you kind of
actually
feel
know
like
what's kind of funny?
no?
You know what's kind of funny? I get more love from white nationalists and white supremacists than I do from blacks. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, does that make you feel like a bitch?
Okay. Now you're just trying to name call or whatever because you got embarrassed in the debate.
Okay.
We have more hecklers than a thing. Hey, if you disagree, you could come debate, man. You could come debate. It's Chucky again? Okay. Yeah. So no, but yeah, dude. So yeah, that was your comeback. Is
No, I'm just
a clan hood?
okay. Fine. How do you reconcile that these guys hate you and you support them? Like they hate people who look like you just because of their skin color.
Actually, here's the thing. They don't hate me.
Okay.
Because my thing is I go up. This is what I've realized, right? If you're a competent individual, right, and you have good moral character, you have integrity, you do right by people, a lot of the times some of the most racist people will be like, you know what, I fuck with you, I like you, and they look at you as an individual. Now,
Okay, so if you're like in like the Jim Crow era, would you like go up to KK members and be like, hey, I'm a really nice guy, please don't kill me? Like I don't understand. How is that not a cuck position to have? Like,
it's not about being a cuck position. It's about when you tell the truth, people tend to respect it, and I just tell the truth. Like I'm not saying things just because I want approval from certain groups of people. It just so happens that the things I talk about are so taboo that certain groups of people tend to be like, you know what, I wish I could say that, but I can't.
Do you think the KKK is a good organization?
Here's the thing. I think every single group of people should be able to practice racial nationalism. Like, for example,
do you think the lynchings conducted by KKK members was okay?
Let me go through this. I think every group of people should be able to love themselves. Why is it that people can say Black Power? Why is it that Latinos can say Viva la raza? Why is it that Muslims and
You're not
Arabs
answering
can
the
say
question. Do you
I
think
love?
that-
Hold on. Because here now you know. Here's the difference. Every group of people can practice loving their group of people and their culture, except for white people. White men, for some odd reason, cannot say white power without being labeled a white supremacist, a white nationalist, and losing every single opportunity because, though. But if a black person says, Black Power, we're Black Panthers, matter of fact, right now in Minneapolis, before I came over here, got a bunch of Black Panthers with fucking guns saying, we here for the people. What if it was a bunch of white nationalists doing that? They'd get arrested. They'd be targeted by the FBI. So my thing is I just call out the wild discrepancy where every group of people can love their race and talk about their race, except for white people. Isn't that kind of weird?
That's fine. I don't care about that.
Oh,
Do you think it's
see,
do you
now
think
it
it's
gets
okay?
this
Okay,
proven
sure,
wrong
Sure,
and-
go ahead. Say white power. Do you think that it's okay for the KKK to
This guy's
lynch
probably
people?
Jewish.
Okay. Do you think it's okay for the KKK to lynch people?
They don't do that anymore.
Okay. Do you think it was okay that they did that in the past?
What was that?
Do you think it's okay that they did that in the past?
Well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Come on, just answer.
So-
the question. It's a yes or no question, bro.
If they committed a crime, then yeah, lynch them.
It was
Like Leo Frank,
wait,
for
wait, wait.
example.
So when the
Like
guy-
Leo
when-
Frank,
when-
they lynched him.
So when the guy whistled
because he raped the
across
fucking
the street
kid.
from a white girl and he gets fucking lynched for that, do you think that was okay?
If the facts and circumstances are he raped.
Seriously, wait, are you such a, why can't you answer the question yes or no, bro? Do you think it's okay that the guy got lynched for whistling at a fucking white girl?
For whistling at a white girl?
Yes, that's what he got lynched for.
Whistling, no, that's kind of crazy.
Okay, so why are you dressing up as a KK member?
It's funny.
Okay, that's fine.
It's funny, like I
Just-
mean, like it triggers like pussies like you, like you know what I mean. Like you're just
Okay,
so mad.
if being
It's
a
like
cuck for
it's
people
my
is being-
it's my
is
middle
triggering
finger
people,
to the
then go for it, bro.
establishment.
Like,
it's here's the
if
thing you
being
gotta
a cuck
understand.
empowers you, go for it. That's
No,
fine.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's a middle finger to the establishment of politically correct pussies that get mad and offended by everything. And my thing is, I have a bunch of funny ass things. I got like a Jewish hat that I wear. I got an Arab hat that I wear. I wear a bunch of like a sombrero. I
Okay,
got
so
a
you don't
fucking
support
Chinese
the
hat.
white- you don't support the KKK.
But the thing is that like you know people get the most offended when you whenever you have like a take that like supports white people or whatever. It's like white people can't like love themselves. Like they can't. White people cannot say white power without getting like labeled some pejorative racial term, and it's ridiculous. And I'm one of the few people that calls it out. I think if blacks want to be able to say Black Power and love their group of people and say keep it black, fine. I think white people should be able to do the same. I don't have to agree with it or like it. I'm actually for interracial marriage, but I respect someone that says I don't want interracial marriages and I want to keep my kids white, and I don't think they should be penalized for that.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I'm just asking about the KKK, which I don't think is like is very different than that. All right, thank you for your time.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, Myron? Hey,
Yeah.
I just drove out here from Chicago. I just want to say you're one of the realest dudes out here.
Appreciate
you're
that, man.
more real than a lot of these pro-black dudes, you know, because you do more to help black people than these so-called fake-ass pro-black guys, man. And you know what? I'm glad that you're putting an end to dudes acting like bitches and crying over stupid shit. You know, I mean, it's like we got to have a sense of humor about this shit. Even if I don't agree with everything, like, I still fuck with you, man.
I
Like,
appreciate that, man,
you know,
and that's a hierarchy thing. Because a lot of people they'll be like, "Oh, I disagree with you on this one thing, and I hate you now." So you know, the black community is very sensitive, bro. Me and you both know this, right?
Yeah.
Like anybody here that's black, we know that niggas be crying and complaining about everything.
I mean, it's because like this society's become so feminized that people are acting like bitches. Oh, we disagree, so now I hate you. It's like, nah, that
And
doesn't
here's the other
work.
thing too, because I didn't get a chance to tell the Jewish guy that, which I don't know if he's Jewish, but he had Jewish behavior. Like, you know, like why? Like black people can run around and say, "Oh, you're a fucking cracker, or you're a spick," blah blah blah. But like, if a white person like says "nigger," they get fucking pissed off. I look at it like this: if you know, if black people could go ahead and use a bunch of derogatory racial terms, why can't anybody else? Like everybody should be able to do it. I don't care. Like it's just a word.
Yeah,
So
for me, I'm over the racist thing because you know what? I've been fucked over by black people. I've been fucked over by white people. I've been helped by black people. I've been helped by white people. I mean, I'm so over it. I dealt with real racism when I was younger, and I had to whoop some ass. That's what I did.
Yeah.
You know, so fuck it. You know. But thank you.
No worries, man. No worries. I think like, you know, racism is a very natural tendency from human beings to recognize patterns from certain groups of people.
Yeah.
And, you know, look, bro, let's be honest. If, you know, any one of us, if we're walking down the street and you see like fucking 5 black dudes coming at you in Nike fleece techs, bro, you're crossing the street, bro. You're like, yeah, I'm good. You know, like it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
It's
So-
sad, but it's true.
It's the
But you
truth.
know what? The way I look at it, just like when I was coming up, somebody called me a nigger. I said, "Come do that shit to my face," and I whoop his ass.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, and most people aren't like overtly racist gonna hate you for that. Like they're just gonna be biased to a degree, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't care.
Hey,
But yeah, thank you, man.
I make sure they respect me as a man.
Of
Before
course,
anything.
of
Yeah.
course. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Who's up next? All right. Hi.
Hi. I've been hearing a lot of things you've been saying about like your difficulty with dating and all the other guys. It's difficult.
Okay. Just talk in the mic so they can hear you, please.
Yeah,
So-
I've been hearing this difficulty. I really understand it. I just want to say, you would be like, it's really not that hard. You would be like so much hotter if you had a giant cock up your ass.
Okay. So well, why do they do that? Is that another tranny? Yeah. What is this, man? University of Michigan. You guys got a lot of fucking trannies here, man. What's going on? Holy shit! You guys don't do a mental test before this, huh?
What's up, Myron?
Holy.
I just wanted to ask a quick
And
question.
why is it that they always like say something then they just walk off? It's like they never debate. When we were at fucking where was it, USC? The tranny walked up and it's just like they just walk off, man. It's like anyway.
What's up, Myron? I just wanted to ask about your position about trans people and in the military. You said earlier that you don't believe that they should own guns or anything, right?
Yeah.
So I was just in basic training this year when Trump passed the law to get trans people out of the military. And
Out of the military?
Yes.
Okay.
And people that I was in basic training with, went through all the graduation requirements, went through all the screening. Why do you believe they should not be soldiers if they love this country and want to fight for it?
Because they're not mentally stable.
Well, they went through the screening, they went through the background checks and personality checks, and the military determined they were mentally stable.
Look, if the military has a standard that actually like, you know, tests them cognitively and make sure that they're not insane and they're not going to go AWOL or shoot somebody in the back or whatever, then fine. But, you know, I think in general, a lot of these people are mentally ill, and I think that we need to, if we're going to give them a rifle and put them next to other infantrymen, we should really make sure that we're, you know, assessing them properly.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them, you know, because at the end of the day, you're only as strong as your weakest part.
Yeah, like I said, these people that I went with went through all the graduation requirements. They shot sharpshooter, they were marksmen, and at the end, Trump just decided that trans people in general should not be in the military, despite going through all like the cognitive testing and being fine.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to remember, like, just because you know a few people that were fine doesn't mean like others aren't mentally ill and something wrong
Well, yeah,
with them.
that's
It's a
why the
case by
military
case
has
situation.
screening. Well, that's why the military has screening, and these
Yeah.
people made it through the screening. They made it through basic training. They were ready to fight for this country and be soldiers, and they were just all
Sure. I mean,
eliminated.
there's always going to be exceptions, but I think in general practice, a lot of
But the law did
transsexuals
not
have
say
mental problems.
exceptions. They got all of them out, and there was no exceptions. I just want to know if you agree or disagree with that law.
Like, look, I don't oppose it.
Okay.
I don't
So
oppose
you
it.
don't care for the exceptions. Like these people went through, like I said, they are qualified. They went through all the cognitive testing. They went through all the background check. You worked in like FBI or something like that. They have personality tests and shit like that. So these people made it through all of that, and they were just kicked out just because of a general law. So I think that's fucked up. What about you?
Well, again, I do understand that there's going to be some exceptions where that's kind of fucked up or whatever else it may be. But I do understand also that is the risk worth it? It's got to be, okay, do we want to like broaden this out and let these people come in, and then there might be some crazies that, you know, become renegades later on? it's a tough situation, man. It's a tough situation.
That's why we have screening, and that's why, like, the military is a very powerful branch. We should always just
Maybe
up
they
with
can
the
add another
security, the
component
screening.
for another
Yeah.
level of screening to
So
get them
you
back.
would disagree with that law to just kick them all out, say fuck it. These people went through boot camp, they finished everything, they were just about to get
I
their
would
pass,
say
you know?
I'm indifferent to it because I understand why Trump probably brought that in because a lot of transsexuals tend to be extremely unstable. So I see why he did it. So, but I also see your perspective. I see both sides. So yeah, I would say in this particular scenario, based on your particular circumstances, I would say I'm indifferent.
All right, thank you for the time.
No worries.
Hi.
Yo.
I was chill. I don't want to waste everyone's time. Can I set a timer? What's the acceptable amount of time for you? 8 minutes, 7 minutes?
3 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, just ask what's your question or your topic? Or
I want to do the topic. I personally believe open borders are good. There should be less border security.
Okay, so you're more pro mass immigration.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's 3 minutes. Chill with you. 4
Just
minutes.
try to summarize your top points if you can.
Okay, just very quickly, I think first is if you were a Nazi, you would want open borders because during World War II, the Nazis lost World War II. They don't have enough manpower. The Soviets, they recruit all types of people. Doesn't matter what color they are. So they just destroyed the Nazis. I think that there's a massive national security issue with China attacking the United States. And that we need more people working here. We need immigrants. We need useful, productive people. And if we close the border and just keep ourselves in an echo chamber, we're just going to die out. And countries who will take in the immigrants just dominate us. I think immigrants are better in terms of economic productivity. I think they're better people. And yeah, I'll stop there for now. But yeah.
All of them, or just some of them?
I believe majority. Obviously, there's some bad migrants, but I think majority pros outweigh the cons.
Well, this is a multi-pronged issue because I see what you're saying because you're arguing from the perspective of, well, we need more people, and I think what we really, if we're going to go from that angle, we need people having kids. The birth rates are low, right?
You can't force people to have kids, though. It's a choice for them.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm trying to say is that comes from another problem, which is why I'm so critical of feminism. Birth rates are low.
Well, let's talk about migration, though.
But it's important because that plays into it. The reason why we bring immigrants in a lot of the times is because the birth rates are low, right? We see this happening in Japan right now. They've had falling birth rates for a very long time, but they just started allowing Nigerians to come in and foreigners to replace the population. And the problem is that when you bring too many immigrants in, they bring their culture. They don't want to assimilate. They don't want to learn the language. They bring some of their weird customs there. And what ends up happening is a lot of these people simply don't assimilate. Now, with that said, there are immigrants that come here and contribute and assimilate, but a lot of them don't. And that's the problem. And what ends up happening when you do this is a lot of these people don't have nationalistic tendencies. I'll give you an example. In protests of the ICE riots, right? We had a bunch of people in California and LA protesting with Mexican flags. That's crazy to me. I'm like, wait, hold on. So you're mad about getting deported to Mexico, but you're walking in the United States with the Mexican flag. If it's so great, go back. Why are you mad about deportation? But that's the problem when you bring in a lot of people in that are foreigners. They don't have a respect and an appreciation for the United States, and they're not nationalists. I think we need to bring back nationalism where you carry one passport, you care about one country, and you put your nation first, and we've lost that.
Okay. I want to go to your point. So I remember you were debating a Jewish person, we were calling out bad Jewish behavior. So I want to talk about your point. You've said that there are bad migrants. Obviously, I agree with the premise that there are bad migrants. But would you say the majority of migrants are bad? Majority of migrants are not assimilating?
Here's the thing. There's other things that come into it as well. It's not just assimilation. Productivity, are they following the laws? Are they contributing? There's a multitude of different things that, would play into it. And then keep in mind that a lot of them are breaking the law. Are we talking about migrants that come in illegally?
I understand. Yes, including, I think the majority of migrants, whether they come in illegally or legally, majority of them are good. They produce more for the country than bad things for the country. These are statistics. I can tell you the studies, the facts, but I'm out of time. But it's up to you if you want to keep debating.
Are you talking about illegal aliens?
Including all immigrants, so that would include illegal ones.
Yeah, well, I would want to go off of, because we would need to cut out the illegal ones because they came here illegally. So that's, you can't come here illegally.
But if we made them legal, wouldn't that solve the issue? Make all migrants legal.
No, because then you're rewarding them. You're rewarding them for being here for breaking the law.
We make all migration legal, so there's no illegal immigrants anymore. So we're rewarding everyone equally.
No, we can't. If you don't have that's the problem, dude. If you don't have a border, you don't have a nation.
The U.S. did not have border security for the first 2 centuries.
And that's a big problem.
So you think the U.S. from 1700 1900 was doing horribly? You think the U.S. was a
times have changed.
Power.
Times have changed significantly. Now we're an established country. We have certain things in place. We have a solid infrastructure that's created. mass immigration at this point isn't really needed. I think we need to focus on what we got going on over here. I mean, it's just you lose a lot of identity when you bring in mass immigration.
Sure.
It creates issues, inherent issues.
I agree that there are some migrants who are bad, but I'm still not sure why you think the majority of migrants are bad. The U.S. did not have fences on the U.S.-Mexico border until 1990, yet you would agree in 1970 the U.S. is doing amazing. So how are you're like telling people, oh my gosh, migrants are going to destroy the country, they're going to take your jobs, they're going to ruin the world. But the U.S. is doing great.
I'm not saying
when
that.
there's migration.
I'm saying that we can't just let everybody in. Okay, we simply can't just let everybody in. And then also the other thing, like why open borders are bad is because drugs come in, people come in, terrorists come in. It's a national security problem.
Real quick, I think the terrorists are going to come in whether or not we have open borders or not because they're terrorists. Second, more importantly, is
should
that
we make it easier for them?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No. Yeah. Wait. Yes. Because
open borders just makes it easier for them. Like, you know what I mean? It's
no. It's not. It doesn't make it easier. The whole thing about open borders doesn't make it easier for them. Whether or not we put in border security or not, they're going to get in no matter what. Like, you don't think cartels like dumb enough, like smart enough to get their
Let me make
past
sure I
border
understand your
security?
worldview so I can properly engage with it.
Yeah.
So are you saying that like everyone just can come in?
I believe the bad people can get in no matter what. Yes. I believe bad people can get in no matter what, but the good people can't get in. So you might as
So
well
you're
just let everybody
you're
in.
against any type of immigration screening. Like you just
Very
you here with a
minimal,
passport?
Like a very minimal amount. Like yes, I do. A
Like
very
you,
minimal
no. I'm saying like you're saying for like in your worldview, customs would be there at the border and they just let anybody in with a valid passport from any country.
I would say on the U.S.-Mexico border, I'm not going to debate out those countries. Specifically, the U.S.-Mexico border, almost no border security. Like barely just fences.
Yeah, that's crazy,
That's
dude.
It.
See, this is the problem. Like, have you ever been to Southwest border?
Oh yeah, I live in Texas. I'm from Brownsville.
And you're for open borders?
Yes, sir. I'm from Texas. I was born in Texas for 10 years. I lived in Texas for 17 years.
And you're from the Valley?
Yes. No. Yes. The border.
Yeah.
I
Like
lived
the Valley.
in El Paso, I lived in
Brownsville
San
is that.
Angelo,
Yeah.
I lived in Brownsville.
Because I spent a lot of time in Laredo. I know exactly where Brownsville is.
Yeah, I've been there too. Yeah. I lived
so
all
like
across Texas.
Yeah, dude, it's shocking to me that you live on the Southwest border and you think we should have open borders. Like, do you not see like a majority of the drugs in the United States come in through the Southwest
I
border?
think the cartel.
There's an enormous
I think
amount
the
of violence on the border. You know?
Yes, I've seen that. I think those bad people would have gone in whether or not we have border security or not. The cartel would have gone in no matter what. I think what's really important is that I had friends in school who need their family, who are good people to come in. The government is not letting them come in. So if we just let everybody in, that would solve the unfairness aspect you discussed, and it wouldn't destroy the country because we had no border security for so long, and our country was doing amazing. And now, like more than ever, we don't have enough people to fight China or national security threats or like people to produce things. Our economy is going to the shitter because there's no people here to do shit. All right.
No, man, that's not that's crazy, man. Like we just don't have the resources to accommodate everybody and bring everybody in. We just can't do that. And the other thing too, like let's look at the Southwest border. If for anyone that's ever been down there, I encourage you guys to go to Southwest border, right?
I've been there,
like,
sir, yes.
Okay, I get it that you're from there, but for everybody in here that's probably not from there, you feel like you're in Mexico. People don't speak English. The streets are all fucked up and dirty. It's like you do not feel like you're in the United States. And this is what I mean when I say when you allow mass immigration, you lose the identity of the country. Now imagine we just open up the borders. The entire United States is going to feel like Mexico basically Mexico because it's a close border, or wherever people are from. Like, I am not a fan of turning the United States into these third world countries of where people came from, because that's what happens. They bring their culture over, they bring their customs over, and that ruins the American identity.
Okay.
They want to come here for a reason, so why do we want to let all of them come in and ruin what we got?
All right. Last thing, and I'm going to leave. Thank you for talking with me.
Yeah.
You said that if the migrants come in and return America to third world country, the last thing I want to let everyone in this audience know is if that is true, why didn't the United States become Mexico for the 3 decades we had open borders? That's all.
Well, that's created a lot of the issues that we have now, because like there's long-term consequences. So like look right now, the shooting of Renee Good, right? I'll give you an example. The shooting with Renee Good. We haven't enforced immigration in so long that progressives think it's okay to obstruct ICE officers from doing their jobs. Like, in other words, a lot of progressives look at as illegal aliens as like not really illegal. They call them migrants, right? But according to the INA, they are illegal aliens, but they don't want to label them that because it's been so long since we've enforced immigration. So what we're dealing with now is the consequences of open borders and less border security. And this is why we have the issues that we have now. Now ICE officers are actually enforcing immigration for the first time in decades. And everyone's like, oh my God, what's going on here? Not knowing that it was illegal to come here in the first place. If you don't have laws, you don't have a country. You don't have borders, you don't have a country. You don't have a nation. So now we're cleaning up, and it's creating a lot of issues for us.
We had open borders for 3 centuries. I can't believe, I just don't know how you can think this.
The country's changed. We don't use muskets anymore either. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, things change, dude. Like,
Hello. Yes, I'm back.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
I'll keep this one quick. So you started out as like a sort of male, like life advice figure. Yes. Fitness
Yeah.
coach.
Yep.
A lot of
Helping.
talking
I still do that.
Yeah, a lot of
I
talking
still
about
do that.
relationships, helping people get girls, all that type
I
of
cover
stuff.
everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wanted to ask because I have a few friends back home who do like you. I know them. But I've noticed that all of them have no bitches. So I wanted to ask you. No, I have a girlfriend. It's a loving relationship. It's good, but they don't. So I want to ask, what's up with it? That person who's been shouting out that apparently has 3 partners. Oh, that's crazy. They hate you more than anyone. So I want to ask, what's the correlation there? I guess that's my question.
I teach guys how to navigate dating and understand women. Guys are going to be in different parts of their journey. Some guys might be just figuring this stuff out. Some guys might be in the middle of it. Some guys might be in a few years. But everyone learns at different paces, and everyone is at a different point. Because I tell guys a lot of the times in their earlier years not to focus on women. I actually tell them, build up your status, build up your money, and then get into a position where now you're a desirable person, a desirable man for a woman. Because what ends up happening is if you chase women too early on and you don't have your stuff together, she's going to be more amenable to disrespecting you, looking at you as an equal, and these are things that are inherently unattractive to women, despite what they might tell you. Women are not attracted to men that are equal. They're attracted to men that are superior. It is biology. So I tell guys, become that superior individual, then re-enter the dating marketplace from that position of advantage, and then you're going to be way better off.
Interesting. Okay, well, all right. I have one more question, and then I'll leave. You've said a lot of mean things about several groups of people, several ethnicities and stuff. I want to give you the opportunity.
Which ones?
Jewish people, Indian people, a lot of people. I want to give you
Okay.
an opportunity we'll just go down the list. Say one nice thing about each group of people. I was recommended this by a friend. Okay, starting with Jewish people. One nice thing about Jewish people. I can think of some things. Can you think of some things? You go, then I'll go.
They're good lawyers, and they're good with money.
I was gonna say they make great bagels. Okay.
Yeah.
Next thing. What about immigrants?
Which ones from which group?
Any pick.
All right, Mexicans make great tacos. They're hardworking. It's either they're a drug trafficker or they work really hard in landscaping. It's one of the two. Asians are good at math. They tend to be smart, well, except for the last Asian guy that just spoke. Mr. Open Border guy. Let's see, what else? Women are good at making sandwiches, or they should be. Indians, I guess, are good engineers, maybe, sometimes.
I have a quick question on the one. I think I make better sandwiches than any girlfriend that I've been with. I make them for myself mostly. Is that a problem? Is there an issue with that?
Yeah, I don't know why you're making your own sandwiches. Like you had, I thought
Because
you said, don't you have a woman?
I get myself some salami. I get myself some cheese. I get myself some mustard.
Your girl should be doing that. That's her job.
I mean, we're long distance, so she can't really do that.
Well,
But
that sucks.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Okay. Let's see here. I guess blacks can dance.
Okay, we had long enough talking.
Are you done now? So you don't even want me to say nothing nice about him. I was trying.
Okay, no. And then one mean thing. I gave you the opportunity earlier. You didn't take it. I want to give you one more chance. A lot of white guys are stinky. You said a lot of Indian people are stinky. I said some aren't. You said we
About
went
white
back
dudes?
and forth.
Sure. White dudes don't control their women enough.
The white dudes
They're
are
cucks.
no, say that they're stinky. I want you to say, because some of them aren't. I bet there's white dudes in this audience who are stinking it up right now. And I'd
guy
like
has
you.
do you want a stinky dude? Like, what's going on here?
White dudes. White dude.
That's not their stereotype.
No, can you say
My
white
biggest
dudes,
issue with white dudes is you guys don't control your women.
White dudes are stinky. Can
White
you say
women
that
are the
one?
leaders of progressivism, and they are the ones that are pushing all the issues. And if white dudes told them to get in the kitchen, we'd be better
That's
off.
not what you're dodging.
I'm
the
not going to
question.
say that. Next
Why
person.
are you saying it? Why are you saying it?
Next person. The woke right. Okay. You mean the woke Reich? The woke Reich.
All right, the topic I'm trying to discuss is green energy. My basic point here is that Donald Trump has basically neutered the green energy industry in the United States, and I think it's one of the most important industries in the 21st century, so I'm curious your take on that.
Like renewable
Green-
energy?
Yeah, green energy, solar, nuclear is renewable.
Not really my thing, man. You know,
Okay, explain.
I don't focus on that.
Okay, that's fair. Thoughts on... So, okay, how supportive are you of the Trump administration?
I'm extremely critical of the Trump administration.
You're extremely critical.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't identify as a MAGA retard. There's a lot of people that won't be critical of Trump. He's done a lot of things that I don't like. I don't like what he did with Venezuela. I don't like all the support he's giving to Israel. I don't like, the threatening of bombing Iran. I don't like, what else? I think what he's doing on immigration is good. I'll give him credit for that because what he's doing is very brave and very hard, and no president had the balls to do it, which is like interior enforcement and shutting down the border. But some of his foreign policy, I haven't liked it too much.
Okay, fair enough.
Is that the tranny again? You can just come up to the mic, Chucky. Like, it's okay. Like, we won't bite. You can have a discussion instead of heckling from the side. It's been like an hour now. Yeah. Did you want to finish what you were? Oh, again? I thought you guys were talking about. See, now I'm starting. How many? I thought you guys were talking about the other Chucky. I thought you guys were talking about the garage Chucky. This Chucky. Oh, okay. Let him finish.
Nazi.
Then.
So
Hold
two
on.
can play at this game.
Hold
So
on,
you didn't answer my questions
hold on,
before,
hold on.
but
Let this guy finish, and then we could go to you. I thought they meant the other Chucky.
Go ahead. He's good.
All right.
You sure? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you just don't like Trump, and you're trying to see where we. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to talk about green energy. You don't want to talk about green energy?
Yeah. No, I'm critical of Trump, man. I'm not a MAGA retard.
Well,
so
he's hypocritical. So I just wanted to say really quick. No, for real, because you started off this debate saying that to quote. One of the reasons that there's so many autistic retards today is because people are having kids too late. But then also, just like 4 or 5 questions ago, you gave the person what were your 5 steps? Oh, you should sleep with 50 women, have $100,000
men and women are not on the same biological
No,
clock.
hold on. Let me finish. Because then at the end of that, you're like, oh, we should wait till 35 to get married and have kids, right? So wait, can you explain that for me? Because that seems super hypocritical.
Men and women are not under the same biological time
Honey, you
emergency.
didn't hear me. You did not hear me. Listen to my question. Use your ears. Ready? To begin with, you said one of the reasons there's so many autistic retards in the world today is because people are having kids too late, right? Right? Okay. You also just said we should wait until 35 to get married and have kids. Where's the math?
For the man.
Wait, so what does that mean?
Marry women that are younger than you.
So do you mind just explaining anything? Or are you just going to keep bullshitting?
What the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell? You literally did a Nazi salute. You began this whole thing of saying you're a Nazi.
Dude, yes, brother. Dude.
What the fuck? Get this fucking Nazi off our campus. Dude, what the fuck? Do that again? Wait, do that again so we can take a picture of you. Put down your mask. Let's see your face. What are you afraid of? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, how many Nazis do we have here?
So it's like, bro.
What the hell?
Dude, I don't know if you
Seriously?
realize you're at a Klan rally. So, anyway.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Y'all hearing this?
See, look at him. He's all shocked. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Yeah, see, this is what not giving a fuck looks
No,
like.
this is why we should kill Nazis.
Okay.
Nazis deserve exactly what they get. Or I guess what they put in the world. So
interesting. Interesting how we don't call for violence for
we don't
his
call for
political
violence,
ideology.
but at the same time,
No,
we're
not
literally
at all.
calling for violence by being Nazis.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, with what I was saying, when I talk about men getting married at 35 or older, again, men don't have the same biological time clock that women do. Women are on a biological time clock, so I advise guys, marry a woman that's younger than you.
Actually, most guys have a shorter biological time clock than women if you read any studies. Okay. Sorry, but you don't. It's pretty clear. Because when I asked the question, wait, what was the question again? Oh, to quote that women are, from you. No, hold on. No, I know. Shut the fuck up for a second. So, what?
All right,
I'm going to tell him.
Let's just get to the next person.
No,
next person.
I'm going to be up here. Otherwise, I'm going to keep
We'll
heckling
just get
you,
to
bro.
the next person. Yeah. We'll just get to the next person. When you guys said Chucky before, I thought you guys meant the Chucky. Now we got 2 tranny Chuckies. I thought you guys meant the other one. Garage Chucky. Okay. All right, so
Myron.
this
Hey,
is
Myron.
Angry Chucky, and then the other Chucky is Garage Chucky.
Sorry.
The other one that walked by. So
Yeah, I
it's
got you.
crazy. Like 2 redhead. This is crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Myron, I wanted to ask you for your take on Venezuela. Like, why don't you approve of the U.S. arresting Maduro?
Okay. Do you want the full explanation, or do you want me to give a short one? Because
Just a
it's
full explanation, yeah.
Okay, I'll kind of go through this then. We invaded Venezuela for 3 primary reasons: the weakening of the petrodollar, right? Maduro agreeing to do oil transactions in BRICS currency led by yuan, and then obviously because we can with the military might, and they don't have nuclear weapons. So the big reason why, and then also our petroleum reserves are down. Our petroleum reserves right now are down to the lowest level since the 1980s. So these multiple factors were the main reasons why Trump decided to use a drug trafficking warrant from 2020 when he was in office back the first time to justify taking Maduro out.
So isn't it in the U.S.'s national security interest to secure Venezuela's oil?
You can make that argument. I know a lot of people say, hey, the Monroe Doctrine, this is our sphere of influence. Meanwhile, China's been all over the Caribbean and South America for a very long time, which, it's kind of interesting how we're selectively, enforcing the Monroe Doctrine now. But my thing is, I think that though this will give us benefits in the short term, and I can agree to that, and I can see why people would argue in the short term we are going to build some wealth and it's going to create some prosperity. I think in the long term we're hurting our international reputation in an ever-growing multipolar world. The United States needs to understand that, we're not the only ones with nukes, and we're not the only ones with a sophisticated and, strong military. And I think diplomacy should be exercised more. And this level of gunboat diplomacy of, just going into Venezuela and taking this guy out because our petroleum reserves are down, the petrodollar is getting weaker because Saudi Arabia didn't agree to renew their deal with us last year. That story got buried in the media because it was an election year. No one talks about it.
I don't understand how it hurts our international reputation when the majority of Venezuelans want Maduro out.
Well, you got to remember that Western media is gonna, put things in a way where it's like Maduro bad. And here's the thing: I'm not a Maduro supporter whatsoever, but I do think that us invading a sovereign country, right, when we're literally condemning China for trying to potentially go into Taiwan or Russia for what they did with Ukraine, it makes us look extremely hypocritical, and we are we're going against the very values that we've preached about. Does that make sense?
You can't really equate Maduro with the leaders of Taiwan or Ukraine because he wasn't elected democratically.
Well, the point I'm making the argument that we invaded a sovereign country. Meanwhile, we're wagging a finger at other peoples that do it, other countries that do it. Is what I'm trying to say. And what we've done is we've basically validated. And the thing that bothers me the most is we've validated Putin and Xi Jinping's arguments that they always make, where they say the United States are hypocrites, and they do the same exact thing that we do. It's just that when they do it, they don't get penalized for it, and we vindicated them. And my other thing also is that with the decline of the petrodollar and reserve currency status with the U.S. dollar, this is going to push more people to BRICS, and we're going to alienate potential people that want to be allies with us, because what we've effectively shown is, hey, if you challenge the hegemony of the U.S. dollar, we will invade you and we will fuck you up. So that's going to make people say, you know what? I'm going to buy more gold. I'm going to try to de-dollarize. I'm going to start maybe using BRICS. People are going to, and then also we've seen Russia be successful by doing this with SWIFT. They got kicked off SWIFT, but their economy's still been doing pretty decent. So I look at it from a long-term perspective where I think this will hurt our international reputation.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And unrelated topic, you're talking about looks maxing and going to the gym.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, how much was your max bench?
Man, I've never actually tried to max out on the bench, man. I've always been big on volume, doing a lot of sets, a lot of reps, because maxing out isn't really optimal for hypertrophy.
All right, thank you so much.
It's just an ego thing, but yeah.
Thank you for talking to me.
No worries, man.
Yeah,
What's up?
I got it. Good afternoon. Okay.
How are you? Well, good evening, but
I'm doing okay.
who's counting?
Okay. So you talked about population growth a lot. Do you think population growth is needed now? Like, as soon as we can get it? I mean, you look at things like Social Security and general economic growth that rely on population growth. Do you think it's needed now, since birth rates are declining now?
Well, my thing is I just want to bring back nuclear families. So I think that's one of the problems. I think we're not having nuclear families, and not having nuclear families leads to social degradation.
You're dodging what you said earlier, where you talked about how we need population growth, and you blamed feminism for it. So you do agree that we need population growth. That is a point you have made, correct?
The priority is the rebuilding of nuclear families over population growth. That's number one. Then we can deal with the population growth after that. But number one is absolutely bringing back the nuclear family. That is the backbone of any thriving society.
Why are you not in a nuclear family?
Actually, I did grow up in a nuclear family.
No. You are 30 plus. How old are you?
I'm 35.
And you're not married. But you're the perfect time for having children, though, according to you. So
yeah,
I'm
actually
a little
35 and
confused about
above
that.
studies. Yeah, 35 and above studies. 35 and above actually show that marriage rates do better nowadays. Yeah.
But I'm confused why you're not having a nuclear family. Like, I think the best thing you can do. Okay, so if you're Mr. Pro Nuclear Family, you go in here and you tell all these people, you say you need a nuclear family, and you don't have one. I don't understand that because you're at an age where you can have one. Do you have a girlfriend? Are you successfully dating? Like, I'm a little confused about how you're pushing this on people, and you're clearly not. Like,
well, here's the thing. So I actually did have a girlfriend, and she wanted to have kids, but I'm not ready to have kids right now because obviously I have financial goals and I have a bigger mission right now. Obviously, I think we need to wake up a lot of guys. And me having a nuclear family right now at this point with the amount of hate that I get and all the everything else would be irresponsible. And I can, fortunately for me as a guy, I can stave that off for a bit longer. But I have a bigger mission right now, which is why. But I think for all the other guys that work a job and don't necessarily have the same social burden of being out there on the internet and putting yourself out there, that are able to live a private life, I think they should be aspiring to have a nuclear family.
Okay, have you seen the video with Renee Good? Have you seen it?
Yes.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, and you understand that the ICE officer that shot her did not get hit?
He did get hit. You can literally see it in the
No,
video.
he got brushed up against. That was not hit.
Oh, now it's the first one. He didn't get hit. Now it's brushed up against.
That's not the same as getting hit.
He absolutely got hit.
Okay, well, we have different definitions. Brushed up against is not hit, in my opinion. But, okay, so you think it was morally justified?
No. I said that it's legally justified.
No, you said ICE did nothing wrong. Wrong implies moral, too.
It could also imply legal, too. So it's broad. But my thing is I attack this from a legal perspective. I think he's legally justified in his use of force. And quite frankly, he acted in a reasonable fashion given the facts and circumstances that happened at that moment.
The law for law enforcement is if you can get out of the way, you are not allowed. Like, if you can reasonably get out of the way of danger, it's not reasonable to shoot someone like that.
Yeah. A weapon, a car is a deadly weapon, and it was coming at him.
If it was coming at him, why didn't he get hit?
Because here's the thing with you guys, you progressives, when you guys say this shit.
I'm not a progressive.
You're making a progressive argument. So
I have diverse opinions.
Yeah, you're making a progressive argument on this because the thing is this is a slippery slope. Because if you say, hey, look, it's your duty to retreat and get out the way. Well, what if someone pulls out a knife? Oh, just avoid the knives, dude. Just do some Krav Maga and you won't get stabbed. Someone pulls out a gun. Hey, bro, just Neo Matrix it and dodge it. Like, a car is a deadly weapon.
He did dodge it, though. You're acting like he didn't dodge it.
Barely. He barely dodged it. Like, the car literally hit him in it. You could hear the wind get knocked out of it. Knocked out of him when he was moving.
This is so unreasonable. Okay.
He barely. No, it's completely reasonable. She came at again. We got to see. This is why it's so important to look at the totality of the circumstances when it comes to use of force. She's there impeding an ICE operation. She's already in the wrong. But let's continue on.
That has nothing to do with if it's okay to shoot someone.
No, because we have to see. We have to bring these in. We have to bring all the facts and circumstances.
For this, no. Listen, you're trying to justify shooting someone. When you're trying to justify shooting someone, committing a crime completely irrelevant to the threat argument is not part of making it reasonable to shoot someone.
You clearly don't understand use of force doctrine in the United States, and you don't understand that 20/20 hindsight and like microanalyzing things after the fact is irrelevant. So let's go ahead and go through all the circumstances, because all the circumstances lead to the decision that he makes, and then the decision that he makes is going to be based on, did he act in a reasonable way? So here's the facts and circumstances. They're doing an ICE operation, lawfully there, legally justified. She's in a way obstructing them. They tell her to get out. She says no. She doesn't obey. ICE agent comes out. Another guy, hey, get out of your car, and gives her a lawful order. What does she do? She backs up, disobeys. Other guy pulls out his gun, points it at her. She drives towards him. Despite the fact she moved her wheel all the way to the right, he doesn't have to sit there and be like, oh, I think I can.
So
is she going to hit me or not? What was that?
She moved her wheel all to the right, which is going away from him.
That's the
so
argument that a lot of people are saying. No, what I'm saying is,
but
everyone's making the justification that she turned her wheel all the way to the right.
And you agree with that?
That doesn't matter.
But is it true?
It's irrelevant.
No, it isn't.
If it's true,
no, it isn't. That's dependent on whether she was trying to hit him or not.
Let me finish the facts and circumstances, okay? Because
you're
just going
to... I'm trying to establish the facts here. The facts was that she turned. And you acknowledge that. And if that's the fact, then she was trying to avoid hitting the officer.
I'm saying that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. If someone pulls out a knife, right, in the middle of a confrontation, if someone pulls out a knife in the middle of a confrontation, say, no, bro, I wasn't going to stab you. I was going to, I got this bagel over here. I was going to just spread the butter. Like, no, dude, like, a reasonable person after they're pulling out their gun and someone else is giving them lawful commands, a reasonable person would see that a car coming at them, she's trying to hit me, which she actually did. And he shot his gun in defense, and he stopped the threat. It's that simple.
If the car was coming, why was she turning if the car was coming? Okay. She's turning the car, okay? And you said that's not an important fact. She's turning away from the officer, and you're saying that's not a relevant fact of whether it's justified to shoot him.
Okay, and then what did she do after she did that?
She died because she got shot?
She put the car in fucking drive and drove towards him.
Turned away from him. She was turned away from the person that she was, in your opinion, about to hit, which she didn't hit, so she wasn't about to hit, and she turned away from that person.
She did hit him. That's the fact. Like, and again, this is why law enforcement is judged on, did he act reasonable? I would argue that if most of the people here were in his situation and were a law enforcement officer where they don't have a duty to retreat, by the way, and she was committing a felony and they gave her lawful commands and they saw a car coming at them, they're going to shoot because they're going to interpret that as this is a weapon coming at me, a deadly weapon coming at me, and she's not obeying my orders even though I got a gun screaming at her, telling her to stop, and my partner is too, and she still won't. So once you go ahead and you make yourself a threat to law enforcement, you lose all ground.
Is getting skimmed by a car, or in your definition hit, is that a threat?
Irrelevant. So if
that's not relevant. That's
knife,
exactly what happened.
Do I have
that's
to be
the facts on the
stabbed?
ground.
Do I have to be stabbed by a knife to justify shooting someone for pulling it out? No. Like, no. As soon as they have, if they pull out a knife or they pull out a gun, right? I don't have to sit there and wait and find out.
We don't need to use hypotheticals. Let's just talk about the facts on the ground, okay?
No,
we
because
don't need to
that's
bring
extremely
in
important. Because the car is a deadly weapon. So I'm using another example of a deadly weapon to illustrate to you how ludicrous your claim is.
It clearly wasn't deadly in that context because it didn't kill anyone, or it didn't even get close to killing him. It's just
a car can be a deadly weapon. Many police officers have been run over by cars, and the car isn't even going that fast, and it kills
I understand that, but in this context, it's not true. And she was turning away, as you acknowledged. She was turning away from the officer, as you acknowledged.
Yeah, we know that now in 2020 hindsight, right? That she
and
turned
probably
her wheel
the person
enough,
looking through
even though she still hit him.
Probably him looking through her windows, probably saw that she was turning, probably saw the wheel she was turning, and that's reasonable to look at before you shoot someone, I think.
Okay.
I frankly think that's kind of
well,
important.
what you think, quite frankly, is irrelevant because he operated
I don't
in
think so.
illegal.
That's okay.
He's not getting indicted, so he's not getting charged. He obviously, it's justified legally, and that is my argument. It's a justified shoot. You might not like it. You might be able to make a morality argument, but I'm not here to make a morality argument. I'm here to make a legal argument. He acted in self-defense. He acted within the confinements of his authorities and his duties.
Isn't self-defense moral?
What?
No. If you're saying what he did wasn't moral, but I'm confused
no. I
about
said
that.
I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a legal argument.
Could you? Would you? I'm saying because what you're saying is
everyone's morality is different, and it's a subjective question. Okay, like just because.
Well, I thought you're Christian, right? You're Christian.
No,
so
I'm not. You're wrong about everything.
You're not Christian? Okay.
No, I'm not. No, that's why I'm making a very legal and secular argument here. To keep things objective, and it is what it is. Like, again, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, you might question its morality. But from a legal standpoint, it is justified self-defense in the United States of America.
But are you saying self-defense isn't moral then? I'm confused because if it's justified self-defense from a legal perspective, why would you not be willing to say it's a moral thing too? Because he's defending himself.
I'm not making a moral argument, I'm making a legal argument.
Just refusing? Do you have any stance on
because my opinion on his morality is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Because everyone has a different perspective when faced in a life or death situation. I'll give you an example of this. Let's say there's a female officer, 5'2", right? Someone who's 6'5" comes at her and she shoots him dead, right? Well, if I was in her shoes and I was a police officer and I had my size and everything, I might not shoot him. I might move to a taser because I know that I have the ability to maybe deal with this individual from a physical perspective because we're roughly the same size. But as a 5'2" officer, she decided to shoot first. So are you going to say that she's immoral too, right? I would argue, well, in her situation, based on the facts and circumstances for her, if that guy gets a hand on her, she might die because he could disarm her or whatever it may be. So she shoots and kills him. Well, I think that's justified. So again, this is why I don't like going off the morality thing, because it's subjective based on who used the force at the time based on the facts and circumstances. This is why 2020 hindsight and trying to Monday morning quarterback use of force is retarded, and it doesn't work because everyone is in a different situation in their life at the time based on the totality of the circumstances of what transpired at the time, and it's a life or death situation. This is why we're never judged 2020, because a shooting by one individual might not be justified by another individual.
Okay. I'll leave my.
All right. Fair. Who's up next?
Hey.
Oh, what's up, man?
So I had a first question before I asked my real question. What do you think of Charlie Kirk?
We disagreed on some things politically, but I think overall he was good for the conservative movement in America. I think he did a lot of good, and we can have our political differences and still respect each other.
So what do you think of the Kirkified memes and also his wife going on the world tour?
The Kirkified memes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like how they put Charlie Kirk's face over, any meme in the world.
Yeah, I mean the internet is can be brutal sometimes. I mean I don't like that. I don't think making fun of the dead is a good thing. Even with like Renee Good, even though I think she made a really bad mistake. I don't really celebrate her death or think it's funny to mock it. But. Yeah, I'm not a fan of insulting the dead, really.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you think that it's okay to insult the dead of immigrants and people that have died at the hands of ICE agents? Because conservatives make fun of that daily.
I don't.
I'm sorry. Are you sure? I've definitely seen a lot of clips of you and also a lot of other conservatives making fun of immigrants and dead immigrants and.
Dead immigrants?
Yeah,
when?
Or for example, when families are split up, there's a lot of people.
I've never made fun of a family being split up or a family dead. You have me confused with someone else. Or immigrants dying. I've never once made fun of that because I've actually seen dead immigrants. I've seen dead children trying to come to the United States here for a better life. I've actually seen the dead bodies, so I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, moving past that. All right, it's fine. But
coming with a false claim, it's fine.
Instead of making fun of it, what do you think of supporting ICE agents that are doing it?
Well, they have a job to do. You come here legally.
Their job is to kill people?
No, their job is not to kill people, and actually that's the last thing that
they've killed over 30 people in the United States, innocent people. So
I mean, we'd have to look at every single one of those cases because a lot of these innocent people are, violently resisting, or maybe they presented a deadly weapon. I mean, it's a case-by-case situation. But the reality is, again, they're enforcing the law, and it's a law that we haven't enforced in a very long time, and I get a lot of people are offended by it, but we do have an INA, Immigration Nationality Act, like the other lady tried to argue, and we got to enforce them. And that's what it is, and people are mad that they're enforcing the law. We voted this in. We voted in a president that was going to go hard on immigration, and to go against that is going against, the law and the administration that we voted in. Okay. You can peacefully protest. You can say, hey, this is bad. You can write your congressman. You can do all that. But once you get into the territory where you're destroying property and you're, assaulting ICE officers and keeping them from doing their jobs, then, yeah, it's going to create issues.
Okay, so what do you think of the ICE agents going into different cities and just raiding it? And, there's ICE agents in Ann Arbor all the time.
Yep.
Do you think they belong in places where, just makes no sense for them to be?
Well, they're federal agents. They could go wherever they want.
That's... All right, that's
they
a
have
bullshit
jurisdiction
argument.
all across the United States.
That's a bullshit argument. That's a bullshit argument. Because what? I'm sorry, but what does an ICE agent have to do in Bodega Bros? Nothing to do with Bodega Bros.
Well,
why would there be an ICE agent
is
there?
Bodega Bros located in the United States of America?
Yes, but
okay, so they have jurisdiction. Done.
He can be there as like a person. Enjoy Bodega Bros. It's a great place. But I'm saying, as an ICE agent looking for people, why does he belong in the roads that we occupy and should be living in as free citizens?
Okay. Wow.
Listen, they have their jurisdiction. I don't give a fuck about that.
But that matters. That's an extremely pertinent fact that they're federal agents and they have the jurisdiction to be there.
All right. I'm
right to be, right to see. This is like.
All right. So okay, what do you think? All right. Fine. They belong wherever they want to be. What do you think of them camping outside of a Taco Bell or something like that? Because that happens a lot.
It's called surveillance.
That's bullshit. That's called stereotyping. There's a complete difference.
It's called surveillance, dude.
It's not surveillance. And also surveillance is that's fucked up.
Because here's the thing.
We all have our freedom.
I've done immigration raids before. A lot of the times when you're there, You probably have a target deck. You know who you're looking for. You've done immigration checks.
So
you know that
camping
they're there
outside
illegally.
of a taco place is an immigration check that doesn't. That's
No,
not
no.
enough.
What I'm telling you is, because here's the thing. You see them sitting out there, but since you don't work in law enforcement, let me tell you what probably transpired before that. They're not just going to sit out in front of a Taco Bell and waste their fucking time.
Well, that's what they do because they're
All
looking
right, bro.
for
Are you
immigrants.
going to let me? Because here's the thing. You've been completely uneducated on a lot of topics here, and you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
So let me go ahead and
uneducated-
explain it to you.
They're not going to
set.
Pretty funny coming from you, dude.
What?
I'm sorry.
What was that?
Uneducated is funny coming from you.
Yeah, I mean.
Why is it funny coming from him?
Yeah, why is that?
I didn't ask you. I asked him.
I asked you, why is it funny coming
Yeah, why is it funny?
Why is it funny?
Yeah.
Because, bro, because you're spewing bullshit all over America, and you're like clouding people's thoughts with stupid ideas.
Okay, I actually am educated. Did you even graduate school yet?
I haven't graduated from school
Then
yet,
shut up.
but
I'm more educated than you. So I have a bachelor's degree. You don't.
That's great. That's great. Where's your bachelor's degree from?
Northeastern University.
Northeastern's a bullshit university.
6% acceptance rate. One of the best schools in the
6%
country.
acceptance rate because
One of the best
they
schools in the country.
falsify their records.
Oh, now it's falsifying their records.
They
See, this
do.
dude just keeps losing.
All right,
It's
you-
like he moves the
you're
goalpost every
calling
time.
me uneducated.
So let's
You
go.
don't know the basic
Okay.
research that they've done on Northeastern.
Okay. Northeastern's a better school. No offense to you
It's
guys.
not a better school
Number,
than
it's ranked
University of
higher.
Michigan. It is
Number
not
two,
ra-
lower
it is
acceptance
not
rate.
ranked higher.
Number three, I have my degree. You don't. So by definition, I'm more educated than you, and you're on metric.
That's not how it
So
works,
anyway,
dude.
let's go back to what I was saying here because you're making a bunch of ridiculous comments. So
right,
first
wait,
you said they're outside of Taco Bell's
Wait,
just
hold on.
arresting people.
Hold on, can I
Again,
say
before they show up at a place and do surveillance like that, they're going to do analysis on the individuals that they're trying to apprehend. They're not just there for no reason. They probably identified people that are there
Excuse me.
that are illegal. They
Hold
did their
on.
records checks. They've confirmed that they're not here legally, and then they wait out and they pick
Sorry,
them up
can
when
I-
they see them.
Can I say something? You can argue with me, but you don't have to criticize my education level.
You criticize mine.
I have not. I said that you said uneducated things. I never called you uneducated. Now you're coming at
You
me.
said
and my
uneducated is
university.
funny coming from you.
No,
That's
no, no,
precisely
no.
what you said.
Yes, because you called me uneducated first.
No,
you don't
I
have
didn't.
To attack
No, I
my,
didn't.
You don't have to attack my personality before arguing.
Isn't it funny? This guy's did ad homs on me and I respond. Now
if
he's
you
mad.
If you feel upset, you could just say it. It's fine, dude.
Well-
but I'm saying I'm making an argument. Now you're attacking my personality and
You're
my
the
university.
one. You're the one that made the claim that I was uneducated. You inferred it
I
by
did
saying
not.
uneducated is funny coming from you or some
I
shit like
never
that.
called you uneducated.
But when I did say you're not educated on the subject, you don't know what you're talking about. What I was talking about was you don't know about law enforcement tactics because you're questioning why would they be out front of a Taco Bell, and I explained it to you that research and analysis goes into them before they go out on surveillance. You're not going to just sit in front of a Taco Bell. No, you figured out who the targets are, their immigration status. You're waiting for them to come out. When they come out, you arrest them. That's how it goes.
Is this research stereotyping because a Mexican would likely go to Taco Bell? Is that your research? No, I'm sorry, because if there's a lot of... Listen, dude, I'm not talking to you.
I don't care. You said Taco Bell, not him.
All right, listen.
It makes some sense.
Listen, bro. You're saying... I'm saying that they will camp outside of a Taco Bell, which happens a lot, dude. Yo. That's called stereotyping then. It's not research, that's stereotyping. Oh my god, dude. Yo, are you listening to my argument or not?
Here's the thing, dude. I'm listening to your argument. I'm telling you, like
I'm
in the
saying
example that you
they
gave.
camp outside. Listen, dude. They
The
camp
difference
outside.
between me and you is that I'm listening to your arguments and I'm responding to your arguments. You're
You
just
have
fucking
not
talking.
let me finish. You have not let me finish my statement.
Give your full statement then.
All right. So, all right. So, there have been many pictures, many incidents where ICE agents will camp in a place that they think an undocumented person would go, and my example was just a Taco Bell, because that's, a place that they've been. Now, you're saying they go there because of research. Is the research stereotyping is my question.
Okay, let me go through this. Whether it's a Home Depot, a Taco Bell, or whatever else location, right, that they're set up at, 9 out of 10 times, they have information, whether it came from an informant, it came from a reporting line, it came in from a Good Samaritan that wanted to come in and report it. They got information that there's illegal aliens at a location. So what they do is they go there, go on surveillance. They try to identify as many of these individuals as they can, figure out how many of them there are. Then they set up the operation, write up their operations plan, brief everybody, go out there. They set up in surveillance. They wait until they're there. They identify some of the subjects that they think are there illegally, and then they go and they do the raid and arrest them. This is how law enforcement operations work. So they're not there by they're not there for no reason. 9 out of 10 times, an informant or someone came forward that gave them information, or they did surveillance and they found it out, and then they set up.
All right, dude. if you wanna host your own talk show, bro, go for it. And you too. If you wanna host a talk show, go for it, bro. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. And neither am I talking to you. And I don't know what your old ass is doing on a college campus in the first place.
We're telling your slow ass to speed it up.
All right.
Speed your slow ass up.
Past 8.
Yo, this guy's been mad the entire time I've been up here, by the way. I'm too slow. Why don't you come up and speak then?
I'm not speaking. I'm here. We're letting you speak.
So hold on. Why is it a problem if I'm slow then?
We got to end early.
Because there's a line, and you're just repeating yourself.
I have not repeated a single statement I've made.
Yeah, you don't want it to cut it. Okay.
So if you want to have your own talk show, please start it.
All right, who's up next? I think we explained this, dude. It's not profiling. It's they did research, and it just so happens that they tend to be at the places that you think it's profiling. But 9 out of 10 times.
I agree with you that sometimes that there isn't profiling, but you have to admit that there is some profiling. But since Mr. Construction Man over here wants me to hurry it up, I'll just head on out. But thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Who's up next?
Stay for a selfie, Nate. Next. Speak right into it.
What's good, Myron?
Yo.
So, quick story. Parents immigrated from Poland to the U.S. in the 80s. Polish U.S. citizen. I have dual citizenship in the EU and U.S. And I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know if I heard your thoughts on this. A lot of dialogue about Israel, Palestine, Sudan. Haven't really heard much about Ukraine. 2022, the war starts. We start setting up a ton of money over there. Ukrainians coming to my country, Poland. America too. Immigrants. Some good, some bad, in my opinion. Your thoughts? What is our role? Is it good? Is it bad? What is Russia's role? What is Putin's? I just want to hear your thoughts on Ukraine as it stands right now.
Well, I think that was a long time coming. We've been expanding NATO aggressively for a very long time. We kept promising Putin for decades that we wouldn't expand NATO, and we kept expanding it anyway. And, at some point, this was inevitable. I think bad foreign policy and diplomacy from the Biden administration led us to this. And now we got, a nightmare in our hands with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. And quite frankly, Russia wants those territories way more than the United States and NATO wants them. So that's where we are, and that's why we're kind of in this standstill. And honestly, in a war of attrition, this is the Ukraine's just simply not going to win this thing.
Do you think that the territories of Donbass and Luhansk belong to Ukraine more or Russia? Who is more justified with this?
Well, that's a tough situation, man. I understand that the Donbass and you said Luhansk.
Yeah,
I know that these places are ethnically have high ethnic Russian populations. It's a tough situation, man. I will say that NATO has a lot of responsibility here, where we should not have been expanding as much as we did, and clearly we crossed the red line, and now Russia's like, well, national security, we're going to invade, right? And I would argue that Russia has more justification invading Ukraine than we did invading Iraq in 2003. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but we had no business in Iraq at all, right? So for us to sit there and wag the finger when we just literally invaded Venezuela too, like a week ago, it's just a tough situation. I think bad foreign policy got us here. And this can happen again in the future. And which is why I think international relations needs to be taken seriously. And for a very long time, we haven't taken them seriously. And then we ends up backfiring on us like we did before.
Do you also believe that we're from a decline from the unipolar world, that it's becoming multipolar?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I think to not admit or concede that the United States is a declining world power and that we're quickly moving into, I would argue we're in a multipolar world right now. But I think we need to move far more intelligently and understand that our adversaries have caught up quite a bit of ground when it comes to nuclear capabilities, economic capabilities, being productive, with China and Russia, and we need to take it seriously. And I think if we don't, it could create problems for us. And I think hubris is right before the downfall.
One more question for you. So I have dual citizenship, U.S., European Union.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier, one passport, to support your nationalistic views of the U.S. I share pride for both countries, but ideally, for somebody like me who's a law-abiding citizen of both countries,
sure,
should I still extremely position myself as one in your ideal world, and why?
This, I guess, is my opinion, but I don't think you could be a patriot and carry two passports. I just don't think you can't be a nationalist and a patriot if you carry two passports. And look, I don't have a problem with people that have a dual allegiance or two passports. That's fine. You want to have two passports, it's cool. But you're always going to have more affinity to one. And look, you probably will have more affinity to Poland. Like, Poland's a great country, by the way. Like, that's a country that practices nationalism. They limit immigration. It's safe. It's clean. Like, Poland does a lot of things right. And people say, oh, well, these guys are xenophobes and, you know, they're racist or whatever. Well, they got strong families. They got they haven't had a lot of the issues that mass immigration produces. So I think Poland is doing it right. So if you were to sit here and say to me, hey, look, I have an American passport, but I'm Poland first, I wouldn't be mad at you because that's your people, right? They always say stick to your own kind. So I wouldn't have an issue with that. But I do think that it's impossible to call yourself a patriot while carrying 2 passports.
All right, got it. Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
No worries. Hi.
Hi. Oh, thank you. Hi, so I just wanted to ask, so what does shit talking about minority groups do for you personally? Like, you're reinforcing these racial stereotypical images for minority groups, which helps people like oppress them more easily. And at the end of the day, I don't think you're a white person either. And you're also part of like the minority group, you're a black man. So I'm just wondering, like, what does reinforcing white supremacy do for you also?
I'm not reinforcing white supremacy. I'm reinforcing that people tend to be retarded. Certain races have patterns. I recognize those patterns. Okay. It just so happens that people get offended when you recognize those patterns. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
So what does this do for you?
Actually, as a matter of fact, the fact that you recognize that and looked at it as white supremacy is part of the problem.
Okay, thanks for
that goes to show the inherent bias that being critical of minorities automatically leads to white supremacy.
So
the reality is that it's minorities that have this supremacy, and anything that criticizes them is automatically labeled as white supremacy. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that is interesting. So what does this do for you personally in your life? Like, does this bring you like fulfillment?
Well, I think telling the truth does bring fulfillment. And I just tell the truth. It's offensive to people, or they might label it as white supremacy. But I think in a, ever-growing world where we lie to women and, tell them that they're smart and they're awesome when they're really not a lot of the times, or telling people that they're brilliant when they're really retarded, I think we need to go back to being like painfully real and honest about certain things.
I see.
Or calling out fags. But, yeah, so.
Yeah.
That's just, and this is the beauty of this country is freedom of speech. So,
right.
I get it that this might be a little offensive. I know this might be a little bit shocking.
No.
But
you're free to say whatever. And my second question was,
yeah.
So what is your rationale for thinking that trans people are mentally ill? Like, can you just say more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us here would be like, yeah, what's wrong with this guy? Not all the marbles are up there. I think if we can't agree on basic stuff like, there's 2 genders, 1 + 1 is 2, and men are physically superior to women, I think that creates problems, because then they're just simply not living in reality. And I think we've gotten to a point now where progressives have gone so far left and liberals have gone so far left that we can't even deal in objectivity anymore. In reality, it's like, oh well, these are my pronouns and everything else like that, and they expect you to kind of buy into their lunacy alongside them.
I see. Well, thank you for your responses. This is making me really hopeful about our country. Thank
no
you
worries.
so much.
Well, question: what are you majoring?
Is that important for our debate?
Well, you're Asian, so I wanted to know. It would be funny. It was like engineering or something.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not an engineering major. So.
Are you gonna be like a doctor?
I don't know. Should I?
Well, to be honest, I think you should be in a kitchen somewhere, but you're here.
Yeah, I wish I could make a good sandwich, but I can't.
Oh, shit.
Because,
Can you at least, what are you, like Japanese or Chinese, or what are you?
Is this important for?
Well, I was going to make a sushi joke, but that's why.
What African country are you from?
My family's from Sudan.
Good to know. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you for...
Okay. Sushi sandwich. Who's up next?
What's up, Myron?
Yo, what up?
Got a few questions for you.
I guarantee you guys she's probably good at math, though. I'll tell you that.
First up,
what's up?
Based on my experience dating women,
Yep.
seeing women in this day and age, to be frank, most of them are whores.
Yep, facts.
What I've realized is most of the time the women that I'd say are even worth pursuing in this Western culture are women that were raised a lot more traditionally, maybe Eastern European, maybe Middle Eastern.
Yep.
I guess, what would you say? How do we move back towards like keeping our white women in check?
You know, dude, that's a damn good question. I think it starts with fathers in the household. I think it starts with shaming. I think it starts with, holding women accountable, and we don't hold them accountable anymore because we want to have sex with them. So that's the problem. And we don't tell women the truth either, right? I think, I think men need to accept the fact that they need to go back to being the leaders, the protectors, the providers, and custodian over women. And I know a lot of women are going, oh my God, that's so fucked up. But the reality is that this is precisely what they're attracted to, right? No one's complaining when a guy pays for the check. No one's complaining when a guy, pays the bills or, picks her up from the house or protects her or anything else like that. But women want all the benefits of being with a guy, and they like all the chivalry and the masculine that comes alongside it, but they don't want to deal with the responsibility that comes from their side on the feminine side. They don't want to be a lady, but they expect you to be a man. And this ridiculous concept where a female's standards are, negotiable while a man's standards are static is, quite frankly, one of the big problems that we're discussing right now. So I think it starts with getting fathers back in the household, bringing shame back, whether it's Christianity, Islam, whatever monotheistic, Abrahamic religion, not paganism. Those dudes are weird. And yeah, man, bringing it back to a patriarchy, I think it starts there. Like, I think one of the biggest mistakes we made was telling women that they're equal when they're not.
So
the biggest lies.
To add on to that, then, I go to college. Obviously, I'm not going to find my wife fucking here, right?
No, definitely not. You might have to go abroad, dude. A lot of guys are doing that.
That's my question. Do
a lot
I
of guys are doing
fly to Slovakia or something and pick up some?
Look, and people laugh all the time, but like the passport movement is real, dude. Like there's a reason why so many guys are like going to Colombia, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, etc. Like, and you ask any guy that's like well traveled, they'll tell you American women are bottom of the fucking barrel. Like they're not, because the problem is that they measure their value to you in masculine standards. I'm educated. I have a job. I'm successful. I have a title, right? But we don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, men care about, are you sweet? Are you polite? Are you hot? Are you going to be not a whore? Are you going to embarrass me when we're out in public, right? Are you going to be submissive and docile and feminine? Like, these are the things that men want, but women, like, don't care about that because they measure their value in masculine traits. Now, for the ladies here that are mad at me, right, that are saying, well, this is misogynistic and sexist, for the ladies here looking at me crazy, let me ask you this. What if I came up to you and I said, let's go on a date? I wear better shoes than you. I'm better dressed than you. I put makeup on too. I'm prettier than you. I spend more time getting a haircut. I wear better fashion than you. You'd probably look at me like, this dude's a faggot. What the fuck? I don't want to be with him. Like, and you would rightfully so be disgusted by me because I'm behaving like a woman. Yeah. So why do you expect us to want a girl that behaves like a man? Yeah. Right? Like, it's just like women would never, like these women that are boss babes that are educated and want to tell you about their education, they would never fucking accept a feminine dude that acts like a faggot ever. Right? Yeah. So I think it's okay for men to tell women like, yeah, I want a girl. I don't want myself.
And then I got one more for you.
Yeah.
So based on my knowledge, I know that with with Trump's tariffs with China and stuff, they associated a deal where I believe 600,000 Chinese students could come here on F1 visas.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that?
I know. Yeah, they want to bring in more Chinese nationals. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what do we do? I guess for let's say a Michigan taxpayer family that me and my parents have paid in to build these universities, Michigan State, that then their spot is taken by some Chinese dude who can pay a fuck ton more than I can.
Yeah. That sucks, man. And this is, and again, this is where immigration leads to problems because there's so many loopholes in our immigration system, right? Besides the open borders that we had for years, like the guy from Brownsville was talking about, we have an immigration system that gets exploited all the time, right? F1 visas get exploited. I remember when I was ACE agent, like we would have so many kids come here and they'd come on an F1 visa. They would never go to class. They just use it as a way to get here and then it just disappear into the wind, right? You got people that come in on H-1Bs, right? Like Indians, right? They come in here and they get like some, I'm coming here to do tech. And then they do some like coding bullshit that an American can do. So we have so many loopholes on our immigration system, and we need to fix it. And that's one of them that you're naming, which is the visa system that we have.
Yeah, I guess lastly, John Fishbeck out of Florida said that his plan for that is to increase the price for Chinese nationals coming here to $1 million. What do you think about that for the tuition?
I don't know if he'd be able to. I mean, that he might be able to institute that at a state school level, but I don't know how he would be able to make that happen federally.
Well, that's what I mean. You think that would work federally?
No, it wouldn't, because the visa system in itself is a byproduct of DHS and State Department.
I see.
So federal. So yeah, I don't know as a governor how much power he would have. I think he'd
Well,
only.
he said in his state is.
Yeah. He'd probably only be able to do it with state schools. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you.
No worries, man. Cool. Who's up next? Hi.
Hi.
All right, we got another Asian. Nice.
Wait, I just have a question.
Sure.
When you say ICE did nothing wrong, are you saying like they've done nothing wrong in this like whole debacle situation?
What I'm saying, generally speaking, ICE is doing a good job, and I think that they're being demonized for doing their job, and I think it's this is what we voted for, and we want deportations and safer streets, and that's what we want.
Okay. And then like I'm gonna assume that like you believe in like innocent until proven guilty and like due process and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
There's been like accounts of legal aliens being detained and being held for like weeks or days or whatever. Do you believe that in those circumstances, ICE does to have some consequences for breaking those rules for detaining people even though they are here legally?
Legally or illegally?
Legally, like they're legal resident aliens that have been detained.
Well, a lot of the times when green card holders are being detained, they might be. Maybe they committed a crime, maybe they did something wrong, maybe they lied on their application or whatever. There's so many different factors that come in when it comes to lawful permanent residents or green card holders. But the reality is that they're not citizens. They're lawful permanent residents, so they don't have the same degree, of, I hate to say, like, immigration deferment is like a U.S. citizen would. So that's kind of what it is. But every situation is different, right? Because there's like literally like 100 different classifications for lawful permanent residents. Right, just like there's a bunch of different visas. So every situation is different. But when it comes to innocent until proven guilty, I want to be clear, that's for criminal cases, like, in the typical judicial process. Immigration court and immigration law is completely different. You either have status or you don't. And if you don't have status, you are subject to an immigration officer's authority.
Perfect, thank you.
No problem. That's the last one? Okay, let's do... Is there anyone else that we'll do one more? Like, anyone have a real debate thing? I'll take pictures after for the supporters. But we need anyone disagree with anything? Again, blacks commit crimes, Jews run America, and that's not good. Women are stupid. Indians stink. Asians are good at math. What else? Did I say women are stupid? Yeah. Basically, those are some of my views. Who's up next? Last one, disagreement. Disagreements only. For the supporters, don't worry, I'm going to stay back and take pictures. But I want to get one more hater or disagreeer or something like that. No? These girls over here have been like looking at me crazy the whole time. One of you guys should get on the mic because you guys been looking at me like I'm a wild man the whole time. They're like, because like I'll say something about women and I just see them here like, oh, God, that's not true. So... Come on, you guys, don't be scared, ladies. Whichever one of you wants to jump on the mic, what I said, tell me, prove me wrong. What have I said that's wrong? Yes, prove to us why women are smart or better than men. Don't be scared, ladies. This is speak up for the queens.
Okay. So,
there you go. Let her go first. Okay. Good.
Hello.
Hi.
So your whole point is that I should be making sandwiches right now and I shouldn't be going to university?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Why?
You said why?
Well, yes, why?
I think women should be focusing on trying to find a partner and get married in their prime years.
Okay.
You can always go get an education and enter the workforce later on in life, but you can't always build a family later on in life.
Because our biological clocks are different, right?
Yes.
Because that's what you think?
It's not what I think, it's what the science shows.
I mean, I don't really know why you wanted me to talk because you don't respect me in any way.
I respect you enough to hear you out, and I'm asking you to challenge my points.
Well, I know I am a smart person, and I know there's a lot of smart women, and that's not like an unpopular opinion. That's a fact.
Okay, so what did I say that was wrong that has you disagreeing?
You said multiple times that women are stupid.
Yeah, I also said men are stupid plenty of times too.
Okay. Yeah, but you made like several.
The difference is this. Here's the distinction. Because I always find it interesting how when I criticize men, no one cares. But when I criticize women, they always hear that part. The difference is this. Here's the distinction. Women don't get punished for being retards. Men do.
I did hear you say that, and I'm very, very surprised. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, everyone gets accused of
I'll explain.
making mistakes. Okay.
If a
please
woman's
explain.
hot enough, right, they can still get sexual access. They can still get a higher status man than themselves. They can still date up. If a man's a retard, he's on the corner by 7-Eleven.
So
we don't have the same. We don't have the same ability to. We don't have the same opportunities afforded to us if we're inadequate.
So because I apparently am inherently unequal and inferior to you, I
Yes.
don't have to try as hard.
Pretty much,
as
yeah.
men.
Like women play the game on easy mode. We play the game on hard mode. So if we play the game on hard mode, we get hard mode benefits.
I know what a video game is. Thank you.
So let me the other thing too also is like women don't have to compete within like the social hierarchy to the same degree, and meritocracy is not as important in the female dominance hierarchy as it is for men. In other words, if there's a group of women, right, one girl's a doctor, maybe another one's a pharmacist, another one's like a bartender, another one does whatever, you guys don't evaluate each other on who's the most successful. You guys evaluate each other who's like hottest one. With men, when we're in a
absolutely
room, well, okay. With men, however, it's based on status, competence, success. Women is she hot or not?
I think you base woman on that. Not like that's not something everyone does.
Okay,
But,
and that's what matters. No one cares about a woman's status or income. Being honest, like you can literally walk into a bar and go and still pick up a guy, but if I go into a bar and go I'm gonna go to jail probably. Like
So-
they're gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
So your opinion's the only one that matters in this scenario.
It's not that my opinion matters. It's that
It matters
women,
more than mine. Is
No.
is the point?
in most cases, yeah, actually. But like, like I don't think women should vote either. That's a whole other conversation. But like in general, the point I'm trying to make is that women don't have to be competent to live a great life versus men have to have some degree of competence to even get sexual access and have a chance at a life. It's a big difference. You guys always reserve the right to say, you know what, I don't want to work anymore. I want a family. I can find a man and attach to his legacy. We don't get that privilege.
So you can't just marry a rich woman. You can't do that. That's not possible for you.
A rich man will change a poor woman's life. A rich woman won't even look a poor man's way. That's the difference.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
It's the biological truth. It's the reality of male and female intersexual dynamics, unfortunately.
Okay.
Women date up,
that's really
men date down. It's the truth. It's like, do you want a guy your height?
I have one. Yeah.
That's your height?
Like 4 inches taller, sure.
Oh yeah, so there you go. He's probably stronger than you too, probably smarter to a degree, probably can do certain things. He's probably better than you in a degree. Like women date up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Are you with him? That's my point. And you're not with him anymore. Thank you for proving my point. That he broke up with you? Then you really fucked up. Oh,
The
nice.
relationship I'm in it because we're equals. Like that's the
when
whole
it gets,
point.
yeah, I know. It's funny when women say that. Why was my ex-boyfriend chopped and broke? Are you with him anymore? No. Okay. Thanks for proving my point. Like ladies, like it's okay. Accept the fact that you guys are hypergamous. We understand and we accept it. We don't hate you for it. Okay. The thing is that you guys just try to lie about it and be like, oh, I want an equal partner when it's not true at all.
I do want one, and I have one, and I'm
You want an
very
equal
happy
partner?
about that. Yes.
Okay. Here's the ugly reality.
Okay.
Once you guys graduate college, if he doesn't continue to go on an upward trajectory and earn more and increase his status, and you surpass him, the likelihood of you guys breaking up is very high. Versus if his trajectory goes up and yours goes down, he's not going to care.